This is the Big O Show.
Ah, yes. So welcome aboard. Yeah, we're freaking them out right here at the Poker Room, like we always do at 1 o'clock. Yes, sir. Welcome aboard. Big O Show coming to you live from beautiful Hialeah Park. We are in the Poker Room, second floor, the packed Poker Room. They are happy. Everybody's out there. Although we see a lot of impeachment on the TV screens there, and people penetrating the president's
They all were fine
place.
until you yelled and screamed and startled them.
Yeah.
Maybe the second segment they'll get used to the scream.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
And if not, deal with it.
Some of the stuff that's on TV is kind of interesting. I'm like, normally it's sports. They got some CNN on. I mean, there's sports all over in racing. But there's a couple TVs with CNN, and it's kind of weird. And I'm not used to that.
Here, you ready for this? On top of the fact that you have the Super Bowl in town, you think it would be totally sports inundated, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because people are here for the game.
Yeah.
Sports people.
Yeah, definitely.
Although the Super Bowl is not how it was 2030. It's more corporate. It's an outing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not like us, the hardcore fan, or like the people like you guys, our listeners.
It hasn't been like that forever.
It's a show. It's a be seen. Kind of like the Heat game, the lower bowl, people showing up late.
It's all about the corporate, man. That's what it is. That's what this is. It's a corporate event, nothing more, nothing less. It's the average person pretty much has been priced out of regular games, forget the Super Bowl and playoffs. That's gotten ridiculous. But anyway, welcome aboard. We are out here at Hialeah Park. We're in the beautiful Poker Room in the second floor, smoke-free Poker Room, too. That's the other thing, okay? You won't have somebody blowing smoke in your face. So you can come on out here to Hialeah Park, have some fun, look out the beautiful windows so you can see the beautiful landscape, the incredible architecture, all of that, which makes, of course, Hialeah all by itself, man.
And
Nobody's
actually,
got this,
they
so.
got horses out there, the quarter horses.
Yes.
They got a bunch of them out there running.
That's right.
Right now. So you could actually see horses running at Hialeah Racetrack.
And you can wager on horses all across the country because, of course, you've got a window right there. You've got the Champion Simulcast Center a couple feet down. You can walk over to that beautiful Champion Simulcast Center. It's a beautiful – and remember, we've got – we've got, of course, all the chairs and couches and all that good stuff out here in a beautiful bar. So if you want to come on by and hang out with us and talk a little sports on some of our breaks, which we don't have a lot of breaks like regular radio that, hammers you with a half-hour breaks in every hour. But we do break for a couple of minutes because I've got to rest my voice a little bit. I'm only human. And so we can definitely talk like we do with some of the listeners that come by. So we always appreciate all of you out there. And, of course, don't forget, if you're watching, give us the thumbs up there on our YouTube channel as the subscriptions continue to grow. We appreciate that already as it is. And thank you for supporting the show in all the ways that you support us and our incredible sponsors. And remember, when you use the sponsors, you make sure you mention our show. So that will help out in a big-time way. What else do we have? There's so much going on. I don't know. Am I looking forward more to the game or the halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira? Did you see them yesterday? They were doing their press conference, and J-Lo, she was like fixed up. So she looked, amazing. Shakira looked great, and she was as plain Jane as it could be, up there on stage. Two incredibly beautiful women. Going to be a very interesting halftime show. It's funny because I don't really listen to their music. You know what I mean? I remember having a discussion once with a J-Lo fan. I said, well, when we go to a J-Lo concert, because she was like bragging about J-Lo, this and that, and I'm like, yeah, if I'm there at J-Lo, I'm not really there to watch her sing. And she kind of took it, insult, but I'm like, yeah, her voice isn't nothing. It's more about the looks and the dancing and the choreography. So, what's the prop on a wardrobe malfunction? Is what I want to know. What's the prop on that? And then again, there's a lot of guys that would pay for that prop that malfunction to happen. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I saw where they were holding court yesterday. And J-Lo looked better than Shakira, which is Again, amazing that woman at 50 years old looks.
Isn't there a decent age
way she
difference
looks.
between the two?
It's like 42 and 50, 51.
Okay, so they're not that far, a
No.
decade.
Yeah, boy, it's been a while now.
But J-Lo-
You don't realize that Shakira's been around for a while now, you know?
Yeah.
So, obviously J-Lo's been around for a while because you saw her as a fly girl, back in the day in Living Color. So, that kind of stuff. But still, I saw that yesterday and
Dancing around right before Fire Marshal Bob, right?
yeah, exactly. and I got to tell you, man, J-Lo looked, wow, dude. She looks absolutely phenomenal. How a woman her age looks like that, wow, that's impressive. A-Rod, you scored there big time. Drubo says, newsflash, Tua just said he is coming to the 305 no matter what because Big O and Bill. He also says we have the best racks. Spread the rumor. There you go. No doubt, man. You go to Pallet Rack City, and you will get the best racks in town. Not even J-Lo and Shakira have anything on Pallet Rack City. Go see Eddie Pereira out there. You'll see what I'm talking about. He has got a collection of racks like nobody else. So, yes, Drubo, nice job by you. John Rouse says, you see any flamingos? Yes, they're out there on the track. The flamingos are still here, man. Go Gators goes, and we're back.
Tony's Pelicans.
Tony's Pelicans.
Fly Pelican.
Yes, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. So yes, we've got them all. We've got all the flamingos out here at Hialeah Park. So come on out. We'll be out here till 4 o'clock. At 2, Tommy Rockers is going to join us. For those of you that have been thinking about it, going, man, do I go out to Vegas? Do I join the party out there with the rest of the Dolphin Nation and the 14 draft picks? And it's Vegas, baby. Maybe you're also thinking about joining us for our draft party. I mean, after all, that is the pinnacle of the weekend is our draft party at Tommy Rockers. So at 2 o'clock, Tommy Rockers is going to give you the information so you can reserve your table for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or all three. And how many people you're going and all that good stuff. So he's going to give you the information on all of that so you guys can party with us in Vegas for the NFL draft and the weekend, the watershed weekend that turns the Dolphin organization around. That's what's happening. Although we could argue that if everything works out, really the watershed moment is that you named Chris Grier the general manager, right? Because if everything works out with the coach and the draft picks, there's one dude in charge of all of that. So you really could say, well, when we finally got rid of Tannenbaum and Gase and gave Grier the put him in charge, he kind of got the ball rolling in that direction and then picked everything else, and here we are. There you go. So that's, if you want to party with us in Vegas like rock stars, if you want to party like it's 1999 again, then come on out here to Vegas. That is, not here. You can come on out here, but the draft party's not going on right now. Okay, that'll be in April, and we'll have a little fun there over in Vegas. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see, what else do we have on the program? We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of people to talk to. Will Carroll, the injury expert, will stop by at 2:30, so we'll have a little fun with him. Steve Calabro, our buddy, the general manager here of the casino here at Hialeah Park. We will talk to the casino manager here at 3, and we're going to talk all Super Bowl. We're going to be talking props, all of that good stuff, over and unders, money line, you name it. Wardrobe malfunction, whatever. We'll talk about all of that. Okay? What do you got there? Oh, you got the skirt steak again? Hialeah Park, skirt steak. I don't want to tilt it because then the juices come out like last time. But look at that skirt steak, man. Woo, doggy. Look at that thing. Yes. There you go. So make sure you you come on out to Hialeah Park so you can enjoy some food like that, man. That's some real food right there, dude. Tell you. There you go. Anyway, so we will take you till 4 o'clock out here. Steve Calabro at 3 o'clock. Our Dolphin president also will be joining your food. We have a new Dolphin president joining us from Rhode Island, actually. We're going to have the Dolphin president from Rhode Island. Yeah, in Rhode Island, we've got a Dolphin club. How about that? So we will definitely have a little fun.
That's in Patriot land, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
The Patriots are the furthest northeast team, correct?
Yes, and definitely.
I know from
Buffalo.
No,
actually, no. It's actually not even farther.
It's further
right.
west.
It's west, but not north. Yeah, you're right. So Eric Carrier is going to join us. He's from the Dolphins of Rhode Island. So we'll have a little fun with Eric Carrier on the show. Dolphins of Rhode Island. How about that? I like that. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, and you can also get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you till about 4 o'clock. I saw this story with the Saints and Drew Brees. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's, Drew Brees is a free agent. So the talk of Drew Brees and Tom Brady being free agents, so is Phillip Rivers too, by the way. But these two guys obviously are the marquee guys that are available. Phillip Rivers, I don't think is considered marquee right now. Although if Tampa signs him, that's going to be entertaining because he's such a turnover machine now that you go from one turnover machine to another. You realize that the Bucs, if they sign Phillip Rivers, they could have two quarterbacks in back-to-back years that turn over the ball 50 times. Because Rivers might throw 20 interceptions. All right? I mean, the other guy already threw 30. That's smells good, dude. Damn, that smells good. I got to tell you. So anyway, Drew Brees, he was on one of the shows here in the Super Bowl, and he was talking about Taysom Hill. And Taysom Hill is a guy that has also got a contract that's up. And they want Taysom Hill, like the Saints are already planning to have Taysom take over for Drew Brees after next year. In a perfect world, they want Drew Brees to quarterback this year, and then next year Taysom Hill takes over. So Brees is close to retirement. I don't even know if Brees only wants to play one more season. That's kind of the interesting part. If he only plans on playing one more season, that's fine. But then Drew Brees was asked about Taysom Hill possibly taking over a bigger role on the team. And Drew Brees was asked about that. He goes, we haven't gotten that far, but I'll be the first one to sit here and tell you, if I'm back and Taysom is there alongside me, call the plays that are going to put us in the best position to win. And if that means Taysom Hill is taking 30 snaps a game, 25 snaps a game, so be it. I'm all for it. Then he went on to praise Hill. He says, the guy pretty much took over the game, talking about the postseason. And he also knows that the guys in the locker room, guys on the team, love him. How do you not love a guy that can play like 8 positions and help you out, can block a kick, can catch a touchdown, can run, he just does so many different things. It's crazy. He can run the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball. The only thing that are you convinced, are they convinced that he's a quarterback on a permanent basis? See, one of the things that's been proven in this league is you can kind of mask the deficiencies of certain quarterbacks. And if you design the offense the right way, with the right routes, you can kind of get Lamar, Jackson through a season. If you run the ball successfully enough and you don't have to put a lot of the burden on Ryan Tannehill, you can get something out of him, right? So the question is, what kind of a quarterback is this guy? Is this the guy that you have to then build the product around and make sure he can produce? Or is Taysom Hill a legitimate franchise quarterback that can pass the ball even when everything isn't working? That's the question. And none of us really have that answer. I don't even think the Saints have that answer. Because you don't really get that answer until you actually play somebody for an extended period of time, and then you can find out who they are. I mean, some teams will keep the guy. I mean, if you bring back Jameis Winston this year in your Tampa, you're basically doing what the Dolphins did with Ryan. You keep bringing back a guy that you kind of know already what he is. You just don't want to face the music. That kind of stuff. With Taysom Hill, they don't even know what he is. They have this grand plan for him, and it's an extremely bold plan considering you don't even know if this guy's a legitimate franchise quarterback. Now, he is a playmaker. He's fearless. The fact that he plays so many different positions, he must be smart. There's a lot to like about that kid. Obviously, anybody would want him on their team when you can have a guy that diverse. But we're asking not to be diverse. We're asking you to be an exceptional player at this spot. Because if you're not really going to end up going far. And you're also going to waste a lot of time, and you're going to set your team back. It's a really interesting gamble by putting Taysom Hill out there on a permanent basis. And then defenses will be able to adjust to him. Because remember, then he doesn't become the same weapon anymore. And once you make him that quarterback, you're going to take him out of all those different positions because you're not going to put your quarterback at risk at that moment, right? Because that doesn't make any sense either. But I saw that story, and it's weird. And I would imagine that if you're going to try to do this, you have to come clean with Drew Brees because you're not going to sign him to a contract and then spring this on him and say, oh, by the way, after we sign you to a contract, we're going to put Taysom Hill in there quite a bit. It's not going to be one of those things that it's only 1 or 2, 3 times a game where it's a gimmick type thing. No. This guy's going to be in there for several snaps. You got to tell Drew Brees that up front. And now he is saying all the right things. The question is, does he mean it? And I would think that he does. I would take that gamble because I think if he didn't mean it and he didn't want to be complimentary about it, he probably would have stayed away and said, well, hey, listen, whatever the coaches want to do, and well, I'm all for it, and then just move on. But he was pretty accepting of it. Question is, will this blow up in the Saints' face? Because they really do not know about Taysom Hill. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, let me see what we got here on the chat board. Ty says, good afternoon, Big O and Bill. Ty from the Bronx. Appreciate that as always. Dougie Fresh. Will the what happens in Vegas rule be in effect for the draft party? Oh, yeah, dude. It's always in effect in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's the way it is. That's the law. So make sure you behave, as they say. You guys are a trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun in Vegas. I'm looking forward to it. Heat, by the way, they will take on the Magic tomorrow, and I'm glad that they're back in action already. It's been a while. The Heat going to be interesting now. They're 8-7 in their last 15. I want to see how they play over the next couple of weeks. They got several road games coming up too. So we're going to find out a lot about this team over the next couple of weeks. And I think if you end up going around 500 again, I think we're going to find out who they are. I'm sorry, let me phrase it the right way. I think you will now know who they are. Because you're 8-7 in your last 15. You got, 15 games already. That's a month. You go a couple more weeks of this. Now you're talking about a large portion of the season. That's no longer a funk. That's no longer, we're struggling right now. We got some injuries. Guys can't find their groove, whatever, all that kind of all those excuses are out the window. You can't there's no using that stuff. If you go on for the next, 8 to 10 games, 12 games, and you're doing kind of the same thing you did in your last 15, we know who you are now. And you're probably that team, not the one from the first 2 months. Which, by the way, if that's the case, man, that's going to be depressing. It really is. It's one of those where it's going to be frustrating to an extreme, pretty much. Because we were drinking the Kool-Aid in the first couple of months thinking, okay, this is a legit team. And, when it's a week or 2 or 3 weeks and they're doing it and you're drinking the Kool-Aid, okay, I get it. But they do it for 2 months and you think, okay, you know what, they're for real. And over the next couple of weeks, if they go back to being just average, mediocre, like what they've been the last 15 games, that's going to take all the wind out of the sails for me because I'm going to go back to where I thought they were, and that's going to be like, oh, okay, all right. I wasn't really setting myself up this season for a lot. I told you guys, 7-8 seed, first-round exit. I'm not expecting that much. That's usually what you get with one All-Star. Well, they got 2 All-Stars now because Bam's played like an All-Star, and congratulations to him. He deserves to be in that game. I'm glad for him. But, wow. If they are this team from the last 15, that's depressing. It really is. It's going to be a shame because it's just going to look like Miami peaked in the first 2 months while everybody else was kind of, trying to figure things out. And now they're peaking and the Heat can't get any better than where they were before. Hell, they're not even as good as they were the first 2 months right now.
This isn't a replay of that 31-10 team. They're we were all, yeah, look, and blah, and 13 in a row. And then to just slowly fall apart.
Yeah. No, they didn't.
Obviously, we're younger, blah, but you know what I mean? That feeling of we were here, and now we're being dropped down to here. Run.
We'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, only time is going to answer that if these guys are frauds.
This road, like you were talking about a couple of days ago, the road trip coming up and everything. This. We're going to really find out.
Yeah, that's what I said. The next couple of weeks, we're going to find out. And if you're anything like you were in the last 15, then we know what you are already. And you are what we've seen in this last second half, not the first half of it. That's all. It's a shame, man. But that's the reality of where we're at with the Heat. And let me tell you, for your psyche, this is an important one on Saturday. You took care of business at home, but you're better than them. You're supposed to beat them at home and away. And you've lost, 9 of 13 before they won the one you won the other night. Now you got to win again. And you must win. I think you've got to get on some kind of a roll and don't allow anything that has set in the last 15 games to continue to set in. But tell you, the next 10, 12 games, you're going to know a lot about your Heat team after this one. Let's see. What do you like about Taysom Hill, and do you see him being the Saints starter? Well, I already talked about that. You caught us late there, but I already talked about that in the last segment. Oh, will the what happens in Vegas rule? Oh, I read that one. Yes, it will. Which there's nothing wrong with the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I mean, it's just some people need that rule in their lives. And I guess Vegas is the place where you want to do some stuff and then kind of, keep it under wraps. Why not? Enjoy yourselves.
They don't call it Sin City for nothing.
That's right. Can you ask Tommy about seating and how early we should get there? I'm planning on being there the whole time for all 3 days and want to make sure to get a good seat table. Well, we will ask at 2 o'clock. You will find out the number or email you have to use in order to reserve your table for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or all 3 days, or 2 of 3, whatever it is that you want to do. So, yeah, you'll find we're going to ask everything that you need to know in order for you to lock up your spot over at Tommy Rockers. And then we'll post it on social media and all those kind of things. So we'll have a little fun with that. So, yes, you will definitely find out all the information from Tommy Rockers at 2. Okay? Let's see, what else do I want to talk about here on the show? Oh, how many of you are, you know what, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let me tell you about Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. They got some great deals going on right now. 2020 models, the TLX, it's $249, the ILX $209, the MDX $349, the RDX $339, only $29.99 due at signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. We were just there, hanging out for a couple of hours, and let me tell you, it's Customer Appreciation Month. Larry Schlossberg and the boys are ready to make you a great deal, so get on down there. Last day of the month is today, so take advantage. Tell them that Big O sent you. Whoever you talk to, tell them, hey, O says you guys are going to take care of me. So whether you're buying or leasing a vehicle or checking out the certified pre-owns, you got to tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
That's what they say.
This is the
All righty, we are. Damn, man.
Five
We
people
are
just
back.
came out of their seat like 5 feet with your yell.
Yes, yes. Oh, my broken up yell. I'll have to post on the Facebook event page, NorCal says. I'll post at the info first. Tommy Rockers will be Finn Central all draft weekend. Look me up on Facebook. Send me a message. NorCal Dolphin. There you go. So you got your info. We'll get it for you now at 2 o'clock. Tommy Rockers will be joining us, and you can find out about our draft party show in Las Vegas. Nobody else is doing that at all, okay? Not the cheapos in town running radio stations. They don't, give me a break. You got people in this town that don't even pay their people, so what are you going to do? Anyway, we take you till 4 o'clock. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we go till 4 o'clock here. I don't know if you guys saw this story of what's it called? Damian Williams. And Williams was, I don't know how you would say, dissed, I guess, by Mr. Adam Gase. which I don't know if you read this story, but Gase apparently was not happy with the way he handled things with Damian Williams. And Damian, once he busted his shoulder, Gase never called him back again, never contacted him, kind of like, casted him aside, and then he left the team, and obviously he's the starting running back for Kansas City, and we all know he was here in Miami. And remember, once he injured his shoulder, they went to Kenyon Drake, and then Kenyon Drake took off. And at that time, I got to tell you, I was even questioning why Damian Williams was starting over Kenyon Drake. And not that Damian was a bad player, it just seemed like Drake was the better player at the moment, and he was. Hell, the way he ended the season was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that he tore it up. But Damian Williams, we're talking about a guy that, man, he has been as resilient as it gets. This is a guy that was drafted the same year, or not drafted, chosen as a street free agent, okay? And it was the same year as Ajayi. Ajayi was a fifth-rounder. He was a undrafted free agent out of Oklahoma. And that's been one hell of a find for the NFL overall, obviously. He was productive for the Dolphins. He was a really good pass-catching back for Miami out of the backfield. He didn't have the running success that he's had in Kansas City, but you could tell he obviously had it in him because, Andy Reid has obviously designed the offenses in the right way for him to have success out there. So that's been pretty cool to watch Damian Williams. And again, that's kind of an inspiration for a lot of, running backs that, hey, even if I'm not drafted, I can go out there and make an impact. I can go out there and be the guy because look, here's Damian Williams. Here's a guy that's undrafted, fought his way through all that adversity, and look at him right now in the Super Bowl, starting running back for the Super Bowl. It's pretty cool watching how he has been able to overcome. But again, it also shows you the classless nature of Adam Gase. Adam came out and said, I wish I would have handled it better. I can't believe to this day I have not spoken to Damian Williams. Don't tell me that you can't believe, dude. You've had plenty of times to pick up the phone and call the guy, send him a text, apologize, all that kind of stuff. The only reason it's coming up because it was brought up. One of those kind of deals. But when you see the quotes from Adam Gase, like, I wish I would have. You can't believe anything that comes out of that man's mouth because he doesn't communicate with his current players on his team. He's a total loner. I mean, that picture of him on the Jets sideline, and he's sitting there and he's doing something, and there's nobody next to him. It is so telling of who he is and how he carries himself that when you tell me this BS, that you have regrets over how you handled it with Damian Williams, get the hell out of here, man. Are you kidding me?
You know what I'm thinking, oh? Like, he's not aware of his track record and how he's handled other players. He's done this with other players, and he's, like, acting surprised, like, I can't believe I handled this guy. No, dude, you've done it with a lot of people.
Yeah, he's
how are you? What are you? Come on.
Yeah, that's who he is. That's what I said. It's who he is, and this is his track record. I mean, Osmeli, your offensive lineman on your team is injured, and you don't even believe him. To the extreme that you want to, like, take it to court? Practically? I mean, give me a break, dude. This is a guy that he refused to actually understand that his player is injured. That's the part that's amazing to me. But again, Damian Williams, this story comes out that, while he's playing for Gase, blows out his shoulder. They put him on the IR. Gase doesn't even acknowledge him since then. From that moment on, just completely forgot about the guy, discounted him as a human being. How do you do that? But again, it's Adam Gase. It's Adam Gase. I don't know how this guy still has a job. I don't know how it is that people like this guy. I don't know how it is that people believe in Adam Gase. I really don't understand. In fact, yesterday at the JCC that I was addressing, we talked a little Adam Gase, and some folks had some I guess hope for him. To me, I found it a positive for the Dolphins that he's in place. I do. I think it's a huge positive for the Dolphins that clown's in place. Yeah. I think he'll keep screwing it up. I think he'll keep burying the Jets, and I'm glad for that. He can't bury the Jets deep enough, okay? I need you to bury them wherever they've got Jimmy Hoffa buried. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. That's 786-322-1105. Oh, you nailed it with Gase. He is the hooker with a heart of gold. There you go. Okay. Well, that's an ugly hooker. Yeah, that's an ugly hooker.
As a coach, you're supposed to reach and inspire your players.
Yes.
And all this guy does is alienate them.
Yeah.
Like totally the opposite of reaching them.
Yes.
How did this guy get hired in New York?
I don't know, bro.
And how is he, like you said, 20 years? Keep him in place. 20 years, that'll be great.
I would love it. Stay there. Stay there. Stay in New York, bro. Please, stay in New York. Coach the Jets for 30 years, and I'll be really, really happy if you're able to do that. I would love it. That would be fantastic. All right. If you want to get in, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. You can also reach out on YouTube on our chat board there. Remember to give us the thumbs up while you're watching the YouTube chat board. And you can also reach out to us on Twitter at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. And, I have the quotes here that I forgot to add to it because I couldn't find them, to tell you the truth, when I was talking about Gase. When he goes, he suffered a shoulder injury in 2017, but then Coach Adam Gase, now with the Jets, said the team planned to bring him back. But after Williams had surgery, Gase wouldn't even take his calls. That really hurt, Williams says. I was there 4 years and gave Miami my all. I still have not spoken to him this day. That hurts me because me and Gase were cool. But it shows you that even if you're cool with Gase, he's still going to be a scumbag with you. Because that's who Gase is. He's a scumbag. I'm super happy for the guy. He played his ass off for me, Gase says. Do I wish I would have handled it better? Yeah. Looking back on it, I wish I would have handled it differently. I hate the fact that I haven't talked to him. Don't tell me that you hate the fact. You could easily, that's what I was telling you. Don't tell me that you hate it. You're phony. And again, this is the NFL reacting to Ray Rice and suspending him for a year instead of 2 games after you get exposed. After the video comes out and it's like, well, wait a minute, you're only going to give this guy 2 games? Yeah. This is the league that will suspend you for a year for smoking a joint, but 2 games if you knock out your wife and spit on her. Wow. The things that go on in the NFL are absolutely baffling. I got to tell you, they really are. Absolutely baffling. Tonight, a very emotional night in the NBA. Will you watch Clippers-Lakers? Where are you with the whole Kobe saga? I already told you where I'm at 2 days ago. I am kind of Kobe'd out in a way, not in a negative light. Not that I don't want to see it or don't care or anything like that, but it's so depressing that I'm kind of tired of emotionally like kind of breaking down and watching people suffer and talk about it and how sad it is. I mean, just listening to somebody on television read Vanessa Bryant's message was like, it was heartbreaking. Then you hear Jenny Buss's, statement, heartbreaking again. And it's one of those that it takes you to a depressive state, a state you don't want to be in. And the problem is you were kind of in it for 2 straight days because it was so Kobe. Last couple days, I'll admit it. I don't know how many of you all will admit it. You might think it's bad to admit it. I've kind of tried to avoid it if I can. It's a marquee game in the NBA. And I know Paul George just came back, did not play well last night. Clippers did play yesterday. Lakers did not. And you would imagine both teams are going to be pumped up. Lakers obviously is going to be a really emotional game. And then there's going to be a lot of, Kobe stories and things like that. It's one of those that I really want to watch it, and I probably will. But, man, I could see myself clicking off at the moment when there's something that is going to just, yank at my emotions because I'm kind of almost tired of doing that the last couple of days. I don't know how many of you would admit the same, or maybe it's blasphemous. Maybe I'm wrong for even saying it or anything along those lines, but I don't know. I'm just...
No, look, man, like you had said earlier, everybody grieves differently, and however it is you're going to grieve, I'm like you. Whatever it is that you got to do to get through your grieving, do it. As long as you're not hurting somebody else or,
right.
Something like that. But other than that, man, do whatever you got to do to get through. You get emotionally drained. You get worn out, cried out like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, everybody has a different length that they could take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we did, like you said, it was 24 hours for 2. It's still kind of going on.
Oh, no, it's still going on.
It's still
going on, man. Still going on because they'll go to an interview and it's somebody breaking down. And
even the Canes reunion thing,
yeah,
Kobe was brought up.
Super Bowl's going to be honoring Kobe now.
Yes, I saw that.
Yep. But that won't be
you have
like
to you have to acknowledge.
Yeah, no,
it is the proper thing to do.
But that won't be a depressing thing. They'll do something
celebration
uplifting,
of
like
life. Yeah.
For him, I'm talking about when they bring somebody on that starts to tell a Kobe story, and then they start to break down, or that kind of stuff. That's the part where I'm kind of Kobe'd out. That's where I'm just like I told you before, I cannot watch the commercial with the dogs suffering and the kids that are starving. I can't watch that commercial. Both of those commercials, they come on, I have to switch it right away. I have to go to something else, or I'll pause it and I'll go to the bathroom, I'll go walk around, go do something, then come back and then hit play and fast forward through the rest of the commercials. That's what I'll do. Yeah. I mean, I cannot watch those 2 commercials anymore. I have seen it so many times that it just emotionally it's like I'm burned already. You know what I mean? And so it's the same thing. I've kind of reached that point. It's like, oh man, I just don't want to get depressed anymore. And like I told you also, there's a part of me that I kind of try to stay away from really emotional things nowadays. Because after you have a heart condition like I do, I don't want to get emotional one way or the other. I don't want to get too depressed. I don't want to get mad. That kind of stuff. I don't want to get anything like that could raise blood pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for your health, yeah, man.
Yeah, happiness or something like that. That's different. That a euphoric feeling is not one that really is going to probably cost you. But tension and pressure and sadness and grief and that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's the kind of stuff that will definitely get you reacting, and it may not be in a good way. So to me, that's the other thing, kind of in the back of my mind, why I kind of try to stay away from those sway of emotions.
It happened Sunday. Today being Friday, we're 5 days of this.
Yeah.
I would hope at this point that we would start doing the celebration of his life.
Well, that's going on.
But more like no more of the, let's tug at your heartstrings and absolutely.
Some people Shaq. It took him a couple of days to speak his piece. It took Vanessa a couple of days. It took Ginny Buss a couple of days. So certain people had to wait a little while for them to express themselves.
People that are really close, I get it.
Yeah. So,
but everybody else, it should be about celebrating right now.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate.
Yeah. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that, my friends, is, like I always say, 24-hour talk show. But that will be an emotional game. It'll be the ratings, I'm sure, tonight are going to be through the roof for that Lakers Clippers game. The atmosphere outside of the arena is also going to be just crazy. I mean, the people that have to go in and out of that arena it's not going to be easy for them. It'll definitely be one that will affect them. Myron says, I understand what you say, it's too painful for you. It is. It's just one of those things that it gets you. I can go through it, a couple times, but I don't want to go through it 10 times a day. I just can't. And I did it so much in the first couple of days that I just kind of got to a point like, okay, all right, I get it, but I can't keep doing it. Just one of those deals. Let's see, what else do we have? No, it's not. All right, I was looking at something on the wire, but it wasn't anything really serious. Panthers and Greg Olsen, the former Kane, have mutually parted ways. Now, the one thing look, Greg Olsen has been a phenomenal pro. All right. Hell, he ended up being a better pro than he was at the University of Miami. I mean, some of us can argue that he might have underachieved at the University of Miami. Right? And he went on to have just one incredible pro career, but he has had a lot of injuries lately. And I got to tell you something. One of the things that does stand out for me about the injuries that he's had in his career is he's made money. He's done a lot of damage to his body at this point. I think it looks like he's a really smart dude. I know he's a classy guy, but it also looks like he's a smart enough guy that he probably saved a lot of his money. And he doesn't look like the guy to me that has, a wife and 4 baby mamas and 15, kids all over the place and a couple of houses and all that. I don't think he's the guy that's doing that. and the talk is that he wants to keep playing. I hope that's not the case. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I actually mean this in a very good way. If he does have the money, which I think he does, man, retire. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the money that you have. You'll get your pension down the line. You'll be good. But the part I don't understand is, here's a guy that's had so many brutal injuries that why would you want to continue to beat up your body? I understand that you love the game that you're playing, but what I don't understand is if you have the Chris Bosh thing, so I can be consistent. When Chris Bosh wanted to keep playing, I was like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? You had a blood clot that could possibly come back. I know that there's a small risk of you dying on the court or something like that, but the fact that there is any kind of a chance, the fact that you've already accomplished everything you need, championships, 11 All-Stars, all that, you're a surefire Hall of Famer. Whether you get in this year or next year or the year after, you're going to get into the Hall of Fame. I think anybody and everybody that looks at his resume, they say, oh, that guy's a Hall of Famer. So why would you want to keep playing if you're Greg Olsen? Is it just because you want a title? I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with, and that is not good enough to beat up your body the way he's doing now. Because that's the thing about Greg, man. He has had so many injuries that there's no doubt it's taken a toll on him. He's not the same player he's been in the past. And I'm not surprised. Look, you got a new coach in Carolina. He's going to start cleaning house. He wants to start anew. I know they've kept Cam, and they'll probably keep him for 1 year just because they really don't have somebody else to take over. So cap-wise, they're probably willing to keep him 1 more year, and then they will part ways and bring somebody else in, or they're going to draft somebody this year that's going to sit there and wait for their opportunity later on in the year. We'll see.
I am sorry to put a halt, but we are coming up on Mr. Tommy Rockers, and we got to get everybody info on Vegas.
That's right. Vegas, baby. We're going to have the best Dolphins NFL draft party on the planet, and it's going to be at Tommy Rockers in Las Vegas. You want to find out about how you can join us, how you can reserve your table at Tommy Rockers in Vegas? You will do that next.
This is the Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5% 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, welcome back. It's hour number 2 coming to you live from Hialeah Park in the poker room. And we promised you that, we're in one gaming establishment. Well, in a couple of months, we're going to be at another gaming establishment, which is called Tommy Rockers in Las Vegas. We're going to be broadcasting all week out there, including the 3 days of the NFL draft. And the man, the myth, the legend, that is Tommy Rockers, joining us now. Tommy, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. Good to be with you.
It's always good to have you on, my brother. So, we keep getting people that are bombarding us about the party, and they want to know what they can do to reserve a table and all that good stuff. So, Tommy, let's do the folks a favor, and let's talk a little bit about how people can reserve a table for 1, 2, or 3 days of the draft party.
Okay. What we're going to do is have people send an email to Tommy at TommyRockers.com.
Okay.
And we're going to start a list just to get an idea of how many people are going to show up on which day. We can't really reserve tables per se, but so it'll still be first come first serve. But the people that have RSVP,
the people
we have room for over 300. We have room for over 300 people. So hopefully we'll be able to accommodate everybody.
Well, you broke up there. You said the people that can RSVP what?
Well, it's going to be first come, first serve, but the RSVP list they can get on by emailing that address.
Okay.
They'll get priority seating.
Okay.
We just can't guarantee a specific table.
Right. Okay, so you'll get priority, but you won't get the table till that day when you get there. I got you. Okay. All right.
You have to show up.
Right, and that's because of there's a Vegas law to that, right? Is that the whole thing? It's not really your decision; it's something above you. Correct? Explain.
Yeah, you can't charge a cover charge to get into a gaming establishment.
Right.
You can't say, hey, you got to pay $10 to go play the machine.
Right.
So it's pretty much wide open.
Right.
So it's better to get there early.
Right. So you're RSVPing for your table, but you're not paying to get in other words. So that's
correct.
Exactly. So you'll do it at TommyRockers.com. Send it in and put in your, full info, name, phone number, email. Well, you're getting it through email, so you'll have their email address at that point, right? So
we'd like to know a name, the number of people in the party, and what day and hour they're coming, because it's a 3-day affair.
Right. And 3-day event. What day? Okay, good. All right, because we're gonna put it on social media too for you, so we can get the word out. Now, outside of that, tell folks about Tommy Rockers, man, because you got a lot of things going on at that place at one time.
Well, we're located right across I-15 from the Las Vegas Strip, from the Bellagio and Caesars and all those beautiful hotels. We have a beautiful strip. We have a big 6,000 square foot. It's kind of like a sports bar, but we have live entertainment, gaming, 24-hour menu, foods available all the time, and lots of space, lots of TVs. We have a big screen near the stage, and I believe that you'll be on the stage. It's like a show.
Yes.
You'll be broadcasting live or podcasting live.
Oh no,
so it can be a lot of fun. And
it will be a broadcast, my friend. By then, it will be a live broadcast. We will have live streaming on our website. We're going to have that in the next week and a half. We're going to get this live streaming going. And so people are going to be able to listen to the show just like a regular radio show live the entire time. So that draft will be live. Awesome. How about that? Yes, no doubt.
That is great. So the town is going to be going crazy. There's no guessing how many hundreds of thousands of people are going to be here for this NFL draft.
No doubt.
It's going to take over the town.
Tommy, what kind of machines do you have there? Gaming machines. People are asking me on the YouTube chat board here.
We have what is called a restricted gaming license. We have 15 bar top machines. That's kind of standard here in Las Vegas for small taverns. The machines themselves are multi-game and multi-denominational, so you can play any kind of game you like at any denomination.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. And
we have nothing. We have nothing but winners.
I like it. And the menu. What kind of food will people expect for 3 days? What kind of food does Tommy Rockers have?
We got all kinds of great burgers. We got incredible ribs. All kinds of appetizers. Pretty much great pub fare.
Okay, there you go. And folks, if you happen to be going out to Vegas a couple days early, Tommy has been kind enough to allow us, because we want to broadcast a couple days before the draft so we can kind of get all the kinks out, make sure everything is working nice and smooth for a couple of days before we do the draft, because obviously we want the draft to go off really, really smooth. So if you happen to be in Vegas earlier, we're going to be doing our show out in Tommy Rockers for a couple days before the NFL draft. And Tommy, thank you for accommodating us, man. This is going to be a lot of fun, man. You're going to have a lot of Dolphins in the house, man. That's going to be awesome.
I can't wait. I think we're the only Dolphin bar left in Las Vegas, especially now the Raiders are coming. So
right.
We'll have some local Dolphin fans as well.
Well, there you go. And we're going to plan to come back, man, because we're going to go for Dolphins and Raiders during the regular season. So we're going to want to go back there and and have it. So we're going to, the Dolphin fans are going to make that place their home. You know what I'm saying?
It's so cool that the Dolphins are on the schedule in Las Vegas with the Raiders their inaugural season.
I can't. That is too much, man. I can't wait to go back out there again to go for that game because I'm going to go out early, too. We're going to go out early. Bill and I, Tommy, we're going to go out there a couple days before that game so we can broadcast out there. And maybe what we can do is after the game have like a post-game party over at Tommy Rockers. You know what I mean?
Oh, you bet. Yeah, definitely.
I think that would be cool after the Raiders game that all the Dolphin Nation gets together over there at Tommy Rockers to celebrate the win over the Raiders, which is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tommy, have you become a Raiders fan now because you've got a hometown team, or do you still have your team?
Well, I'm a Dolphin fan, but, we have to support our home team. So
okay. We're
going to be we're going to have tickets. We're going to go and we give away tickets to our players, our gamblers, in kind of a raffle. So you can win tickets there to NFL games. It's pretty cool.
I love it. All right, Tommy Rockers. Make sure you follow them on Twitter at Tommy Rockers. And again, send your email with your full name, contact number. How many people in your party, what days you plan on attending the draft, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or just one of those, and send it to Tommy at TommyRockers.com. Tommy, you are the best, my brother. Can't wait to party with you in Vegas.
Me too. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, Tommy, you be good out there, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You got it. There you go, the great Tommy Rocker, man. That is going to be a lot of fun. That is going to be a lot of fun. And another thing, we're going to have giveaways, too, throughout all 3 days, okay? I know Mark is working on stuff. I'm going to work on some stuff myself to try to have some giveaways out there for all of you listeners, okay? So what we'll do? I think what we'll do, I don't know if we – you know what? I got to find out through Tommy. Maybe it's not on him. Maybe we could do it ourselves.
Is that your agent again, man?
Yeah, no. You want to laugh? Anyway, so
that's better than your agent.
I know. Anyway, so what was I saying now? I forgot.
Tommy Rockers giveaways.
Oh yes, we're gonna have giveaways. We're gonna have all kinds of giveaways all throughout the 3 days. Autograph stuff. You never know what we're gonna give away. We're working on all kinds of stuff like that to make it a nice event out there. And we plan on having also merchandise, Big O Show merchandise that we will be selling out there, some T-shirts and stuff like that. We will have our own T-shirts and our merchandise. Hopefully by the end of February, we should have something up, I would imagine, on the website, okay? I'm hoping if everything goes well, in the month of February, there's going to be a lot of changes that you're going to see. If you haven't seen our website, go to BigORadioshow.com. So in the next month, we should add a listen live line. The YouTube page is already there, but it'll be then present where you can see us every day on YouTube right there on our website at BigORadioshow.com. You won't have to go to YouTube or anything like that. As you know, if you don't, all of our shows and rants and interviews and all that stuff, it's right there on the website. You can click and listen all you want there to anything going on in the show. As Bill's uploading it, you can subscribe to the show, subscribe to our show on YouTube, all of that stuff. So we really appreciate the amazing support that you guys have given us from day one and the way it grows every single month. That's the other thing that's been amazing, that the growth has been just through the roof. Let's see, what else do we have here? Myron says, definitely going to have to give a shout-out to you on Sirius this Sunday. Thank you. I appreciate that, my man. We will be on Sunday. We will be on from 3 to 6:25. Okay? John, I think you heard him. He said he had about 15 machines there. Ask Tommy who his guitar heroes are. All right, we'll do that in the next the next go around in a couple weeks when we have Tommy on again, we'll ask him about since he does perform at his place. We'll ask him about his favorite guitar guys. Okay, we'll get into that.
In the conversation we were having last night, he did inform me that he has some of those multi-play games where, like, you go to the machine and you'll have blackjack. It can do poker.
Right.
It could do Texas Hold'em.
Right.
It could do Keno. And there's a couple of multi-play type machines.
He's got 15 of them. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what he told you. So there you go. You'll have those there. But he's got all kinds of things going on. They got arcade. They got TVs. They got food. They got music. Everything, man. They'll have everything. And they will have the best NFL draft show on the planet for Miami Dolphin fans. Okay?
And there's one thing that happens at Tommy Rockers that never, ever, ever happens.
What's that?
The doors don't close.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
24 hours.
I'm telling you. I think it's going to be cool in the second go-around when we're done at the Raiders-Dolphins game, we then go back to Tommy's to all hang out and have a couple beers and have some fun and kind of relive the ass-kicking of the Raiders, because you know that's what's going to happen next year, right? You guys know that the Dolphins are going to kick the Raiders' ass next year, right? I mean, in a bad way. It's going to be 37-10, something like that. And then we could go back to Tommy Rockers and talk a little bit about the Dolphins kicking the Raiders' ass. There you go. It's nothing wrong with that. I think that's pretty awesome.
One of the best things is to go to somebody else's place, commandeer the town, and then smack them around in their own place.
Right. I got no problem
And
with
at the end of the game, celebrate their butt kicking.
I got no problem with that whatsoever. By the way, if you like to rock like I do, Def Leppard is coming out. Listen to this. I don't know if you heard about this, but it's called an Early Years box set from 79 to 1981. Okay? It's called the Early Years, and it'll be released March 20th. It's the definitive collection of the band's early music. Okay? And they have, I think it's 5 CDs. I'm correct, 5 CDs. And they've got unreleased tracks, rarities, live stuff. They've got When the Walls Came Tumbling Down live in Oxford in 1980. I mean, when you look at the list of songs, When the Walls Come Tumbling Down, It Could Be You, Rock Brigade, Satellite, Medicine Man, Answer to the Master, When the Rain Falls, Sorrow is a Woman, Good Morning Freedom, Don't Matter to Me, Overture, Lady Strange, Get Your Rocks Off, Hello America. Half those songs you've never heard of in your life. Okay? That's pretty cool. And Lady Strange is from High and Dry. Okay? And that was in 1980. So this is like an early version of it. And then it's got B-sides and rarities, which it's another 14 of them. And then it's got an early BBC recording from 1979. All right?
So this is right before On Through the Night?
Yeah, and On Through the Night. 79 through 81.
Wow.
Yeah. 5 CDs.
Before
so
Bud Lang even got with
the
them.
first CD is On Through the Night remastered. The second one is High and Dry remastered. And then I told you about the other 3. I'm buying it like the second it comes out on March 20th. That I'm not even wasting any time. I could wait a couple months, wait for the price to go down, but I just will not be able to control myself because I want to hear some of the rarities. I want to hear some of the live stuff. I want to hear the remastered. You know, like High and Dry for me is still my favorite Def Leppard album. It's still, for me, the best Def Leppard album on the planet. Out of all and they have a bunch of good ones, but for me, High and Dry is the best. So when I heard about that box set, the Early Years, 79 through 81, I'm like, okay, this is definitely something that I want to got to get my hands on. It's going to be pretty cool to have that whole set and be able to listen to it. I like it. I like it. By the way, in a little more music news, your boy is coming to town. Did you know that?
Who's that?
John Fogerty.
He is.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. You're going to like this. He's coming to the Broward Center.
What? Man,
February 22nd to the Broward Center. And for those of you out west or north, Sarasota, February 21st, and St. Augustine, February 23rd. I mean, I could go through all the dates because we do have people listening all over. But just in case, for those of you in Florida, if you wanted to know the other Florida dates, it's Sarasota and St. Augustine. But Fort Lauderdale, Broward Center, February 22nd, which, by the way, is a couple days before we leave to the Combine, so we're safe.
When did this go down? I mean, did this just get announced?
I saw it.
In all honesty, as well as I do. Coral Sky, the last time we saw him was packed.
Right. Yeah, but
Broward is tiny.
That was John Fogerty and Bad Company? Was that one? Or was that John Fogerty and Peter Frampton?
No, it wasn't Peter Frampton.
So then it was John Fogerty.
Oh, was it what's his name? Glasses. We saw him open up for Steely Dan. Wasn't it what's his name?
Elvis Costello?
Was it Elvis Costello?
I don't think so. You got to look it up. Maybe you're right. That's kind of an odd pairing.
For some reason,
That's an odd pairing.
For some reason, it's clicking in my head.
You might be right.
It was like, because there was a timing thing and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, dude, we just saw him 4 or 5 months ago in front of Steely Dan, and we were 10th row. So it isn't like we didn't see him, you know what I mean?
And I missed Elvis recently. He came to the Broward Center. Now, I've seen Elvis several times. I saw him in Providence about a year and a half ago, which was amazing. But I thought that was pretty cool to get John Fogerty at the Broward Center February 22nd. That, my friends, is going to be mighty cool. Jay Orion says, Big O, Tua's coming. We are going to finally have a franchise quarterback. Jay, don't work yourself up. Okay, relax. Why is Tua coming? Why are you so sure? Because they're drafting him at number 5? Or because you believe somebody that they said that they wanted to be drafted by Miami, which they never said that? I don't know. You tell me. It's just, people just want to, build it up for no reason at all. I can't get excited about a guy that's a sack of injuries. It's hard for me to get excited about a guy that can't stay healthy. And for those of you out there that you want Tua badly, are you like all of a sudden now thinking that he's durable? I'm just wondering. So you're expecting a guy that breaks down as easy as he does, that he's not going to suffer any injuries in the NFL? That's the part I don't understand. It's crazy.
It's an unrealistic hope. It really is.
Yeah. I just, Jay, I'm glad you're excited, but I think you're kind of building yourself up for a really nasty fall, man. Because it's just, it's so unrealistic to think that guy's going to stay healthy. It just is. You're torturing yourself for no reason at all. Well, we'll see. How about this? The Portland Trailblazers are set to take on the Los Angeles Lakers at the Staples Center on Friday night, it says here. Is that true? I thought it was Lakers and Clippers. Why is this story saying that?
No, the Lakers and Clippers are today.
Right.
They've been pushed. They've been talking about it all.
The story says January 31st, and it says the Portland Trailblazers are set to take on the Los Angeles Lakers at the Staples Center on Friday night.
What, are the Clippers back out of the game? No, no.
No, it's the Lakers. No, what I'm saying is, I think, look it up. I bet you it's Saturday. It says Anthony has been ruled out of Friday night's game due to personal reasons, and Shams Charania of the stadium has confirmed that the speculation Carmelo will not play in the game because he's grieving the loss of Kobe Bryant and Bryant's 13-year-old daughter. I don't know why you would report that he's playing against the Lakers on Friday when he's not. They must be playing somebody else, and they got that. Maybe the Blazers are playing somebody else on Friday. In fact, let me look at here. I'll tell you. Yeah. Wait a minute. No, I do have Lakers and Blazers here. Is it Lakers and Clippers tomorrow night? Is that what it is?
Hold up. I'm trying to get it up.
Well, that's a little personal here, bro. I mean, Jesus.
I walked into that one.
Come on, bro. You know, it's a little too much information for the people out there. Come on. But that story's got me confused. I saw that, and I'm pulling up. It is Blazers and Lakers today.
Tomorrow night
So it's tomorrow's Clippers and
No, tomorrow night I'm looking at it. Lakers and Kings. Lakers at the Kings.
Okay. So
Timberwolves visiting the Clippers tomorrow afternoon, 3:00.
Okay. All right. So then that's not so emotional today. If
I'm sorry, 3:30.
Okay. I was wondering, okay, so Clippers and Lakers tonight. Why was I reading that and then I'm watching Lakers? Man, that's confusing. Because they canceled that game a couple days ago. Well, they postponed it. I know they're going to replay it at some time.
They're going to have to.
So it's Lakers and Blazers tonight, and then Melo's not going to play because he's grieving? That's kind of, I don't know. Is that kind of weird or what? Oh, so Myron says the game was postponed till a day later. To a later day. Okay, I see. Okay, so it is Lakers and Blazers tonight, and Melo's not playing in the game. That's weird. It's been several days. You gotta take the court, man, if you're Melo. I mean, that's it. In fact,
remember Melo talking about being tough and staying and this is so not tough. This is
This is what Kobe would want you to do, dude.
Go play, yes.
Kobe would want you to play in his honor, not park your ass on the side in his honor. I mean, you were out of basketball all last year. And now the Blazers have signed you and you're now going to choose to sit out because you're mourning the death of Kobe and his daughter? That's kind of weird on a Friday. 6 days later? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Do any of you find that odd? And is this guy really a friend of Kobe's? I mean, if the Laker organization is willing to start playing on Friday, I think you would too, right? Kind of makes sense. I don't know why I thought it was Lakers-Clippers tonight. I don't know why I made that in my mind that it was Lakers-Clippers tonight. And and then when I see Lakers-Blazers, I get confused. I must have been blazing. That's why I forgot. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. And remember, Moody's Dental. Got my Invisaligns on. I felt so bad yesterday that I didn't have it on for several hours. I felt like crap, but it's all right. It's all right. A few hours isn't going to do any damage whatsoever. But, hey, listen, if you want to straighten out that smile like I'm looking to do with my bottom teeth, call Moody's Dental. Call Eric. Eric and his father, they have just created a great place, state-of-the-art equipment. They are so good with you, the client. They really understand. They even, a couple days a week, they open later to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night to give some of their patients the opportunity to take care of their teeth after work. Because, it's really simple for the doctor to tell you, well, no, you got to come in at 1, and then you've got to take a half day off or a full day. So you lose money to go to the doctor. What the hell is that? And Moody-S Dental, they actually have a couple days in the week where they open later for you. They do a lot of things for you, the customer. You're going to love Moody-S Dental. Implants, Invisalign experts. You want to clean your teeth. You want to get some cavities filled, a crown, you name it. Hey, let me tell you something. When you do a crown or a filling there, they create the tooth right there and then. They make your digital impression. They take it over to the computer. Boom. You don't walk around with a filling for a couple of weeks waiting for the crown to get there. No. They make it right there and then. State of the art. You're going to love it, man. I'm telling you. You know what? Again, this is part of the customer. Because if you've got to go twice, one to get it all dug out, then you've got to have the replacement in there for a while. They got to order the tooth. Then you've got to go back again, take another day off of work. No, man, at Moody-S Dental, they're like, no, one stop. That's it. You come in, they create the tooth, they put it in, you walk out, you're done. 305-821-0231. You want a great dentist? You want people that care about you, the customer? I should know. I'm going through it. 305-821-0231. MoodySDental.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SCT, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We are back here at Hialeah Park. All right, let's we got to get into this story. I got to tell you what, were you going to say something?
This is like the getting to the center of a Tootsie Pop. How long does it take for the crowd to get used to you yelling?
That's
The fourth segment.
I doubt.
None of them flinched. None of them moved.
Oh, well, they found, well, not bad. That's actually pretty good, right? I would say that's pretty good.
Everybody's adjusted to it. No surprises. Nobody came out of their chair. We got to the center of the Tootsie Pop.
Yes, exactly. Oh, God. There is a story out there, and I want to address it a little bit because people are talking about Tom Brady to the Dolphins. And, in fact, I was asked about that in a recent interview I did locally with a Spanish sports talk station in 990, and I'll tell you what I told them.
This isn't the original regurgitated. You remember this came out a while ago. This isn't it regurgitated again. This is from another source.
Well, this is this is a stupid story that we're seeing on Pro Football Talk. It says Tom Brady's deliberate decision to send a cryptic message about his coming or goings football future has sparked even more speculation about a situation that was already rife with it. It also has fueled rumors regarding where Brady may play if he doesn't play for the Patriots. And the destination that continues to get the most buzz is the place where the Super Bowl will be played in 2 days, Miami. The rumor makes sense for various reasons. No, it doesn't, but we'll get to that. Longtime Patriot assistant Brian Flores, that's because you're lazy, coaches the Dolphins. And the Dolphins could use Brady's help at quarterback. Wow, really? Did it? How long did it take somebody to figure that one out? Anyway, allowing them to devote their draft capital to young players who would improve the roster around him. Miami would also put Brady and his wife Gisele Bündchen much closer proximity to Costa Rica and Brazil. Given her line of work in the fashion scene in Miami, would be much stronger attraction than cities like Nashville or Indianapolis. Then there's the Bruce Beal factor. The partner of Dolphins owner Stephen Ross has an option to buy the team whenever Ross decides to sell it. Some believe Ross may decide to sell it much sooner than later, with Beal buying the team and selling a sliver of it to Brady. At least one source has suggested that a sale to Beal is possible not long after Miami concludes its Super Bowl hosting duties. If Brady ends up in Miami, the stadium would be full and the jerseys would sell like none other in the game. And the two games between the Patriots and Dolphins instantly would become must-see TV along with every other Dolphins game in 2020, especially since the schedule will include games against the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Niners, Rams, and Seahawks. Let me explain to you why this is a dumb-ass and lazy-ass story by all the idiots involved in this. Okay, first of all, Brady's too old to come to this team. Okay? Miami doesn't have an offensive line. How does a guy that barely can move want to play behind that line? They don't have a dominant running game. They don't have anything dominant. Even Devontae Parker, who we all love what he did last year and signed a 4-year deal, we still have no idea if he can do it again. Preston Williams is a baby. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that in a experienced way or lack thereof. Tom Brady needs to go somewhere where you are an instant Super Bowl champion because he only has a year or two left. The Dolphins are not an instant Super Bowl champion. Are these morons that put this article and this story together, do they realize that you have to draft 14 players? Are they all experienced or something? No, you're drafting 14 freaking rookies. You'll be lucky if half of them make your team. And that half that makes the team, they still have to learn how to play at this level. That takes usually a couple years. Tom Brady doesn't have time to wait around for Brian Flores and Chris Grier to develop a team around him. This is an incredibly stupid and lazy story that all it does is fill a lot of hot air in space. Tom Brady has no shot at coming to Miami. None. Nada. This is a ridiculous story. It just is. Tom Brady needs to go to Tennessee. He needs to go to Chicago. Ready-made Super Bowl contending teams that if they add Tom Brady, you're in. I think your negotiations with Derrick Henry will go slightly better if you sign Tom Brady. Hell, you might get Derrick Henry to give you a little bit of a break. What, Tom's hand me the ball? Oh, good. Yeah, I got a shot at a title. Yeah, I'll take $2 million less a year. I mean, that's the real deal, man. That's the truth. This Tom Brady stuff is stupid. Tom Brady would be a dumbass to come here. Man, I love my Dolphins. And I want to see them win a Super Bowl. I want to see them win 10 Super Bowls. But come on, man. You think Tom Brady's going to make any kind of a difference right now for this team? He has no mobility behind no line. And what, you think all of a sudden you're going to draft a couple of offensive linemen, go sign 2 more, and you're going to have an elite offensive line, which is what you need for that guy? An incredibly lazy story by Pro Football Talk and whoever else, posted by Mike Florio and everybody else that's associated with this story. Incredibly lazy. It's just to fill space, it's clickbait. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. You're a moron, Tom Brady, if you come to Miami. Dude, you need to go to Chicago. That's where you need to go. They got a Super Bowl defense, and they got an offense that if they all they need to do is add one more lineman to it to replace Long. And that line will be good enough, along with that running game and those receivers and that tight end, to go win you a title. You go to Tennessee, you re-sign Derrick Henry, you got a hell of a line, a hell of a defense, a 200-yard back, and Tom Brady only has to throw 25 times a game. Now we're talking, and Vrabel knows him. Vrabel's friends with him. That makes more sense to me. Chicago and Tennessee, they make a whole lot of sense. I'm trying to think if there's one more ready-made like team like Tennessee and Chicago that he can go to. I wouldn't call Tampa ready-made. I think with a good quarterback, they'd be all right, but not Super Bowl contender. Tennessee and Chicago, man, they are Super Bowl contenders with Tom Brady. In fact, yesterday, there was a guy at the JCC that was a Chicago Bears fan. I said, no, what your Bears need to do is go get Tom Brady. And that guy's face lit up like a Christmas tree. He's like, oh, yeah, that would be great. You're damn right it would be great. Trying to think of one more scenario that's kind of ready-made for Tom Brady. Is there one more? Carolina's not that close anymore. They're all right, but not Super Bowl caliber. Trying to think of if maybe there isn't one. Oh, you know what? Buffalo. Not that they're going to give up on Josh Allen because they're still fooled by that guy, but Buffalo's pretty damn good that with Brady, they would get their revenge on the Patriots and dominate that division.
You know what's wasn't a bad team and kind of fell off toward the end of the year after we beat them? The Colts.
Yes.
The Colts had a good offensive line.
Yes.
Their defense was going.
Yes.
Running game. Maybe a couple of receivers.
I wouldn't put them at the Chicago and
No.
Tennessee level.
No. But they got
No, they're pretty
you
good.
get a couple pieces.
They're pretty good. But
specifically receiver, I would say.
Yes, they need more than T.Y. Hilton. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
And Ebron. That's it, right?
That's why I'm saying you got to go Chicago, Tennessee, man.
Look, I
know you're a Bears fan. I get it. But I'm the objective one here, okay? I'm just saying, as the objective one, not the fan. Of course, you want them, which makes all the sense in the world. You guys would be instant Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, but you know something? Do you remember back
You
in the
guys thinking Mahomes in the way, but you guys would be right there, man.
Do you remember back in the day Marino talk going to the Bears?
Yeah.
Because of Ditka.
Or Steelers.
The connection
Or Steelers.
with Pitt for Ditka.
Yeah.
And it was, you know what? Anytime, like a real quarterback, got to be honest with you, coming from a Bear fan, that ain't going to happen.
Well,
it ain't going to happen.
That's not true because these guys made the move for Trubisky. That's something that was un-Bear-like. Okay, it didn't work out. I get it. But don't look at me with that
That's what
face.
I'm saying. The quarterback is not going to work out.
But they did something
Well, if we
uncharacteristic.
get Brady, you know what's going to happen to Brady?
No, he's not going to
Where
break down.
you saw
Why
his
why you gotta do
decline,
that?
he's gonna go even further
No,
on
but
the
you
decline.
guys have a running game and an offensive line to keep him. And
we
you have
don't-
way better receivers in New England. Way
Remember,
better.
No.
You
Our
have
receivers are awesome.
And you have a couple tight ends.
If Trey Burton can get healthy,
Right, but you have
and
a-
Shaheen.
Yeah, you have a couple tight
we
ends.
do. But you know what? Our offensive line.
That's what I
Long's
said. You
gone.
got
It's
to draft.
lacking. It is lacking.
But it's not terrible. It's a solid
probably
line that
need-
you can make it a good line with two guys, a free agent and a draft pick.
a third for a backup because we've always
Yeah,
had
well-
injuries on our line. We always
Right.
have injuries. We really need
Well,
three.
that's long. So you're getting rid of the guy that's always
yeah.
broken down. So you're getting the guy that's always breaking. There's a couple of teams that I'm telling you, man, they add Brady, and they're contenders, man. They are flat out. Jacksonville would have been one if that defense would have been up to par, but it's no longer up to par anymore. So they've kind of run out of gas, and that window's kind of closed on them.
Oh, is this crazy? Back in the day, a couple years ago, we're talking about a 42-year-old quarterback being like putting you over the top. When have you ever heard, ever in the history? Never,
Well,
right?
because this guy's not the guy that
He's-
drinks beer and smokes cigars and, and
He's training in March.
right.
Eats
avocado ice cream, bro. I mean, this guy is like a loser
What the hell
of
is
every
that?
level. Yeah, exactly.
That's not ice cream, buddy.
That's not ice cream, bro. Dutch chocolate is ice cream. What's wrong with you, bro? Come on. So, yeah.
Moose tracks or something.
It's just this stupid, lazy story that, the Dolphins are going to get him. And there's no reason that he would come here. None. Kobe will tell him, go play, man, for respect for Kobe. I agree. Corey Smith says, I personally like the kid from Oregon. I don't, Corey. I just don't buy his I don't think his maturity is ready for the NFL. Big O, you play FanDuel or DraftKings, bro? Let me know. Very little. I do play FanDuel every once in a while. I have a FanDuel account. But I actually haven't played FanDuel in a couple months. But I have. I dabble in it every once in a while. Let's see. Ty says, ex-Raider or Tampa Bay, but don't put nothing past the idiot Stephen Ross, Big O. Okay. NFL DFS says, sup, Big O, is right about Brady, but I want Brady in Miami. LOL, I want any quarterback in Miami other than Fitz. Let's see, what else do we have here? SF might need for Brady after Sunday. LOL, Grop scares me. What else do we have? Jay says, I stay in Buffalo, Big O. Why do you disrespect Josh Allen? He's better than Lamar Jackson. Why not give the guy time to develop? It's only his second year. The Bills are a 3-4 win team without Allen. Jay, my brother, this is who I am. This is who I've always been. Okay? I don't believe in Ryan Tannehill. I never did since the day he got drafted, and I still don't believe in him. And I don't believe in Lamar Jackson. I didn't believe in him before he got drafted, and I still don't believe in him. And Josh Allen, I didn't believe in him before he got drafted, and I don't believe in him right now. You know, I'm sorry. I'm pretty consistent about this. If I don't feel you're a passer and you're not accurate, I don't really want you on my team. That's just the way, and I'm consistent about it. And you know, sometimes some guys get out of control with me, and then they think, well, no, you're picking on the black quarterback. No, dude, I pick on the same guys. Tannehill, Josh Allen, Lamar, they're all the same to me. They depend on the running game. They're all the same. Without the running game, they can't play QB. Was Miss Cleo the author of that story saying Brady was coming to the Fins? Maybe. John Santos Palkian Padilla. Hey, what happened with the camera? All I see is the table and the microphone wires. Oh, I see. Well, that's not me. That's Bill screwing it up. I don't know. And really, do you want to see me? Doesn't that bag and camera wires look better than me? I mean, seriously, dude. Come on, John. What's wrong with? Are you sick, John? Huh? What's going on with you, John? Let me see. John, come a little closer. Let me look at you. You want to see me on television? Man, that's a first. My wife doesn't want to see me on television. Your camera went out with Antonio Brown last night. It is on the floor. There you go. But not anymore. Now we're back. Now you're back to see the ugly puss. That is moi. There you go. Tom Brady to the Dolphins. My Lord, can we get any more ridiculous than that one? That's just sad, I got to tell you. Hey, did you see, just to switch, talk about like a stuck-up bitch. You guys see Taylor Swift, what apparently, reportedly, she pulled, and if she did this, she's definitely a stuck-up bitch. Did you hear about this?
What are we talking about, man?
Taylor Swift skipped the Grammys. Okay, did you hear about this at all?
No, not at all.
Okay, so Taylor Swift's people were digging around and asking, hey, do you know if she won or not? We need to know if she won or not. Because if she didn't win, well, you know, she's not coming to the Grammys. So then, you know,
Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, so
seriously.
I mean, this is the chick that writes about all her bad relationships. Now I'm noticing why she's got bad relationships. So apparently, here it is. Okay. So page 6. This is from page 6. It says Swift's team talked to the bigwigs a few days before the live event and said that Swift would only attend and perform if she was to win a big Grammy. But Swift's team was told the winners are not known to those planning the show, and they would not bend the rules for her. Her team called and wanted to be assured that she would win the Grammy, and while it wasn't an explicit demand, they certainly were fishing to find out if Taylor was a winner. It was understood in the conversation that she's not winning. She's not coming to the Grammys, one insider said. Another music insider said it's widely known in the industry that Swift's teams call to find out if she's getting the Grammy. They wouldn't tell her, so she didn't go. It's not uncommon for an artist to want to know, and everyone knows Taylor loves to win, win, win. Now, a spokesman for Swift came out and said, I am on the record. These statements by anonymous, unidentified sources are absolutely 100% false and laughable. She just didn't go to the Grammys. You guys need to calm down. This is where I call BS. She just didn't go to the Grammys. You guys need to calm down. That's more attitude. Why not say, hey, guys, she didn't go to the Grammys because boom, 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 this really happened. She was whatever. But because you can't claim you were sick, probably can't claim that somebody else was sick, now you really don't have a really good excuse. So now you just tell people to calm down without actually legitimate excuse on why you didn't want to go.
This chick really has like some kind of special sense of entitlement, man.
That's why every guy dumps her. There you go. Right? I mean, yeah.
First class biatch.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go to the Grammys because I didn't win. If I'm the Grammys, I wouldn't invite her ass ever again. I mean, I don't listen to that bubblegum crap music anyways. So for me, it's not, and I'm pretty consistent about this, man. J-Lo, whatever. I don't listen. That's not music for me, man. I'm sorry. That's kiddie little bubblegum music that does nothing for me. But when I read that story, that's classless. That's low. That's cheesy. I got to tell you, man, pretty disappointing.
I don't understand, like, those type of people, why they are so big. Oh, yeah, that's right. Teenagers, little teenage girls, okay?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what keeps you
going.
What,
you know what that group is? Spice Girls.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that same kind of crap. By the way, the show is proudly brought to you by VSS West Pines. We were there on Tuesday having a blast out there with Jason, both Jose's. Tommy was out there. We didn't see Sasha. Sasha was not there on Tuesday, but you never know. You could run into the responsible one out there at 12397 Pembroke Road. And listen, for all of your CBD needs, folks, CBD is not illegal. It's not marijuana. It doesn't get you high.
Sure looks like it, though.
I know it looks like it. It smells like it, but it's not that. And the good thing about CBD, whether you can have it in flour, tinctures, edibles like chocolates, gummies, jelly beans, ice cream. I know that Steve here loves his CBDs, edibles in ice cream. He talks about it all the time. They've got the women's face masks. They've got the CBD topicals, a salve for pain. You want it, you need it. Go to VSSWestPines.com to find out more. Tell them that Big O sent you. And they've got all kinds of things from exotic snacks. And I'm telling you, drinks from all over the world. If you're looking for cleaners for your pipes, incense, e-juice for vaporizers, rollers, grinders, they've got them all for you. 12397 Pembroke Road, VSS West Pines. And visit them on the website, or better yet, on Instagram and Facebook at VSS West Pines.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back. Yes, Steve Calabro. It is time to talk to Steve Calabro, the, of course, manager here at Hialeah Park Casino manager. Always joins us to talk a little wagering, since that's kind of what we do, man. We got to talk a little wagering. We got it's finally here, dude. We're 2 days away. Finally,
it's a big game. It's a big game.
Finally, man.
You know, I just want to refresh your memory from last week.
Okay.
So we were thinking the under last week.
Yep.
We were thinking Kansas City.
Yep.
That's where we were at.
Okay.
Now, I've been talking to some of my guys.
Okay.
Talked to my son. Remember the computer guy?
Mm-hmm.
Talked to my stepson. This guy's good. Chris, he's good with picking games.
Right.
He can pick basketball. He's very good. Both of them are liking San Francisco.
Okay.
I was watching some stuff throughout the last couple of days. This morning, too. Bradshaw, Farb, a couple other NFL guys, all picking San Francisco. So now
Favre and Bradshaw, 2 country bumpkins. No, I'm going against them.
Country bumpkins. Come on, they're good guys.
I didn't say they weren't good guys. I'm just saying they're country bumpkins.
Okay.
Do you want to
my son and my
specify?
stepson, they're not country bumpkins. They're
I know,
very
but they're-
highly educated, smart, well-known about sports,
and,
you know.
And after all that, they're leaning on 2 country bumpkins.
No, they didn't listen. No. They weren't listening to the country bumpkins. They made that on their own.
Aren't
And
they
so
both
it's
Louisiana boys?
Yes.
They are.
Yeah,
both
Bayou guys.
Louisiana
Yeah, Bayou
boys.
guys. Yeah. But my son and stepson, those guys live in the Philly area, the Atlantic City, Philly area. So I'm worried. I'm worried a little because the world is sort of in my little world of sports fans and guys that I listen to that I respect in the game. They're thinking the 49ers. So I'm having some
doubts.
I'm having some doubts. Now keep in mind my emotion and my desire and my rootability and all those kind of things. It's Andy Reid.
Right.
Even Bradshaw said that. He goes, look, I mean, I love the guy. You know, you got to root for him.
Everybody
You
wants,
know.
yeah. Anybody that's been a coach or a part of the game, and if they're not tied to San Francisco, like let's say Dan Stubbs yesterday we had on, former Canes great, but he was drafted by the Niners and won 2 championships.
Sure.
You know, he's rooting for the Niners. But outside of that, most people, they're rooting for Andy Reid, man, because they know that Andy Reid he's given so much that it's like nobody deserves it more than he does.
So what are you thinking, though? With all that, you got the heartfelt Andy Reid pick.
I'm still going Kansas City. I still like Kansas City. If Kansas City was getting run over by Tennessee 2 weeks ago now, I would have then been leaning to San Francisco. If they would have edged that game and whatever, but the fact that their defense has played better in the last month and they stepped up the way they did against Derrick Henry, I think they're going to do the same thing against San Francisco. I think they're going to limit their run. And then it comes down to the quarterbacks, and that's where I got to go Mahomes at that point. Because I have not seen Garoppolo so far this year take over a game. That does not exist.
But their defense could take over a game.
But they're playing against the best quarterback in the league, the guy that you just don't shut down.
No, I know. Look,
you know what I'm saying?
He's gonna put up some numbers.
Yeah,
he's gonna put up some
man.
touchdowns. There's no doubt about it.
And they got Tyreek Hill along with the incredible tight end. And while San Francisco's got the incredible tight end, they don't have the incredible receiver next to him. That's where I think Kansas City. I don't know how you stop those guys.
So I agree with you on the Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill, he may be the fastest guy in that field on Sunday. Clearly, he can. No one's catching him. He's going to outrun a lot of people. I mean, there's guys that are most of those guys in both of those teams are very fast. Hill's the quickest.
Hill's at another level.
Yeah,
man.
he's a world class type of speed. So that is sort of gives the nod. But I'm just a little worried. But I'm staying with my Kansas City. But I have a different idea. I'm thinking about betting a little heavier on the over under.
Okay.
Remember, I like the under. You like the under.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe a larger bet on the under. Which is weird because I will tell you this, and I'm not saying this for any other reason that I did tell you last week. I'll be in attendance at the game. I'm actually going.
Yes.
My wife and I are going. My best friend is going. We're gonna have a nice time. It's on my wife's bucket list. She's a great person, a great fan, and a great wife. So I said, let's go. Let's check off something on the bucket list.
You're a good man.
And we're gonna be rooting for Kansas City.
Okay.
But it's kind of weird to be rooting for Kansas City and rooting for the under, because at some point I might be saying, when you're in present,
yes,
when you're present at the game, the live game, you kind of want to see scores.
Right, I got you.
I can't let that get in the way of my wager. I'm still going the under and potentially betting a little more, maybe 2/3 of the wagering amount on the over under, and 1/3 of the amount we would choose to wager on the game.
I've seen a lot of people that like the over in this game because they think it's going to be a shootout. Where I don't think it's going to be a shootout, actually. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, and I think it'll stay under the 54 points right now. At least that's how I feel.
So think about this. Let's say that the score is 31-21. That would mean there's 7 touchdowns scored and a field goal. Or 28-24. That's
52 points there.
You're on the under.
Yeah.
7 touchdowns and another scoring drive.
I know.
And you're not going to win the bet,
right.
On the over. So I think what's going to happen is I think that, the first quarter of the Super Bowl sometimes comes out a little weird. Sometimes they call it flat.
Yes.
Sometimes they call it, it's a little bit. I think you blow
like
about
a feeling out process.
Yeah, there's like a 7 to 10 minute.
It's like that first round in a boxing match.
Yeah, they're checking everybody out.
Right.
And so I think that's going to happen. No, I don't know that, but I'm hoping for it, I guess. That's why I'm still on the under.
On the under. I got
now,
you.
I get the reason why people, Mahomes is going to definitely put up, 2 to 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
Right? Whether he runs them in or throws them. So you got that. That means you need 4 touchdowns. If Mahomes is involved in 4 touchdowns, you need 4 touchdowns with Garoppolo.
Go over.
Yeah, so that's a big number.
I know.
Because it's 54, but you don't win at 54, you win at 55.
Right, yeah.
So I'm on the under.
Yeah.
And I think I'm even betting. What do you think about betting a little more? So we've been traditionally betting the same amount we bet on the under as the game. But I'm thinking just more on the under.
I got no problem with that. I like both. I'm confident in both. I'm confident in Kansas City. I'm confident in the under. Man, I'm confident in the money line. I'm thinking to take Kansas City.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
how much.
Our bet.
That's how much.
We've decided.
Well, no, we haven't because
Billy's over there. He's doing some calculation.
You guys got us on the parlay. I did not. It was you guys. So
no, we're not doing a parlay. These
I know
are separate bets.
I know
separate
that.
Bets,
I get it.
Now,
I get it, but I'm just saying.
So this is a good segue. Here we are. Look, last week we talked about the Super Bowl. The last month we've been having a lot of fun betting the sports. And I'm going to change directions a little, but still sports betting.
Mm-hmm.
Think of what Florida has lost in terms of not passing sports betting yet.
Oh, God.
Just think of the millions of dollars that
Yes.
the state could have made in gaming taxes if they allowed the pari-mutuels in the state of Florida to offer sports betting.
Actually,
At
really,
this point,
no,
I would bet $1 billion. We got to be close to $1 billion.
Wait a minute.
It's
Hold
millions
on a
and millions
second.
and millions closer.
How much money have they passed up that you're actually rolling a joint and then betting? Okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Come on, let's go. You're
You
smoking
wanna-
that joint during the game.
You want to double smack them around for their
And
That's what I'm
stupidity.
saying. Yes, they should have passed marijuana. They should be passing gambling, and they should be cashing in because we're a tourist destination. We'll have more people coming here to gamble and smoke and hang out in the beaches. That's it. Think about it. We have the combination.
And
We
the
got the beaches all across our state. We're a damn peninsula. So you have hotels all over and dispensaries, and you have people betting. All you got to do is go get your bet, go get your joint. You go lie out in the beach, and you got the trifecta.
Win, lose, or draw, you're high and you're on the
And
beach.
you're having a
And you
good
still-
time.
You still win any way possible.
Put your toes in the
So
sand.
the reason I'm bringing it up, I know it's mostly sports, but this is a little politics, so to speak. Right now is the legislative session.
Did you say potlicks?
Well, I did choke. I did choke when I said politics because I think it's the only appropriate thing to do when you say politics.
Politics.
But-
Politics.
But they're meeting up in Tallahassee. They have a 60-day session.
Yes.
That's when they decide the laws and the rules and everything, and that's what's happening right now. And I'm just hoping that somebody in Tallahassee turns your podcast on and says, hey, maybe Big O and Steve are talking some sense. Maybe we should get into this game. We are a tourist destination. It's not like we're, it's nothing that anybody else hasn't done. There's 11 states where you can make a legal bet, and there's 11 more states that are implementing in the next couple of months. Shame on those states because they missed the Super Bowl. But the point I'm saying is it can be done this legislative session, or, I shouldn't even say or next year, but it definitely needs to be done before the next Super Bowl comes down here. Before,
It'll be
if
here
you
by
really
the
think-
next Super Bowl. 'cause
I
that
don't
next
know.
Super Bowl
I
will
don't
be
know,
10
Big O.
years.
What are the chances of back-asswards Florida doing this?
That's my point. That's my point. I'm
not
so
for a couple more years.
Yeah.
like we're not going to hurt anybody in
Probably
Disney
4 or 5
World.
years
You know,
now
what
is when we'll
Disney,
get it.
the whole world of Orlando. I said Disney World. I meant Disneyland, but I mean the world of
But-
Disney in Orlando. Having somebody bet on their favorite NFL team or their favorite NBA or baseball team, that's not going to change anything in Mickey and Minnie's world.
But from
And
that
these guys
area
are-
up, that's where the problem is for our state.
no kidding, because the Disney cluster in the center is against gambling, and they think like somehow we're going to affect them in some negative way. We'll have zero effect on their
agree.
life and their business.
Minnie's going to become a whore.
No, Minnie's going to be Minnie's probably betting online. I mean, but so, and Mickey's got a bookie that he calls on a regular basis. But that shouldn't happen. We should be able to go to the local Florida-owned business and wager sports. So that was just my little message to our lawmakers. I'm not even calling them politicians anymore. I'm calling them lawmakers. Let's make the correct law that's in the best interest of the citizens of this great state, this great sunshine state and tourist state, Florida.
You know, it's not going to happen. But here's what we need to do.
It's in discussion, though, Big O.
I
It
know,
is-
but we need to have a draw border just above maybe Martin County and down. And then we just make ourselves a state, and then everything will pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Martin County down, we're pretty much a lock.
We're good.
It'd be a really fun state, too.
Oh,
it'd be a place that
California South.
I'm not a big California fan.
But
Because, see, I'll tell you why.
We're a lot closer to California than you might imagine.
Oh, wait.
It would
wait,
be
wait.
the
I'll tell you
cool
why I'm
laid
not-
back.
I just say, I agree with you. It'd be the coolest state in the country. Agree with you. It'd be a great tourist thing. But we got no income tax. California, you basically hand over your paycheck to the state.
No, I know, but my point is that the southern part of the state is not nearly as liberal as California, but pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Fairly
my
liberal.
point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, from a standpoint of,
That's
the
all I'm
liberal,
saying.
Yeah, that definitely, there's a liberal, these counties here, not so much Palm Beach, but Broward and Dade.
Right, but we can overcome them, so that's all right.
Yeah.
So we'll keep them in our realm. but we got to dump Central and definitely the Panhandle, the backward ass Panhandle.
You know, look, think about it. I respect somebody's opinion about, you know, it's more of a moral thing, a religious thing. I get it, but it's really not. It has no effect on them individually. Like, there's nobody in Tallahassee or Jacksonville or those northern counties in Florida that are negatively affected if sports betting is allowed.
But they don't see it that way.
I know, and that's the message that somehow has to get to the masses. You know, so that just my little pitch for sports betting. It's long overdue already. I think Billy's point is very valid. That could be long time, and your point. But I'm kind of a half cup full type of situation. Type of guy, and I'm hoping this session that it becomes more of a serious discussion. Now, I'll tell you something in the session. They don't talk about it's a 60-day session.
Right.
When it comes to gambling things, you know, we also have there's a number one thing, and it's not sports betting. It's not the number one thing that we want here, but it's the last week of the session. They don't talk about it the first 30 or 40 days. You know, there'll be a couple articles in some of the northern and central papers, and maybe in the Herald, but those articles are almost like misleading because it's nothing factual.
Right.
You know, those things, and the actual legislators will talk about it in the last 7 to 10 days, and if it goes well in those few days, then something happens. If it doesn't, they do what they've done in the last 7 years, abandon it. Okay, we'll come back
but you know
next
what's
year.
one of the problems here? You ready? We passed medical marijuana. The state gets up there and does everything they can to make it almost impossible to have a dispensary. Amendment 4 goes, right? We're one of the last states to do that for felons. And what do? It gets up to legislation, and they do everything they can to fight. So even if you pass a law by voting, and we do 66, 67%, and it gets up there, and they do everything they can to block it.
Bogged down in rule, you know, the whole rules committee and stuff.
It's so wrong.
Yeah, certainly a thing. But, you know, let's keep the faith. Let's keep the faith. And by the way, luckily we're able to bet elsewhere, so it's all good.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you, Elsewhere, for chiming in.
Yes.
We appreciate Elsewhere.
And you know, like all my friends up in the Northeast, they just go on their computer and they're betting with they have a whole like laundry list they could bet at with Caesar's Pal, you know, Caesar's Atlantic City. They could bet with the Borgata. They could bet. It's nice, and it gets a little more competitive, and people offer a little. You know, the sites offer a little more for the consumer. It's great. They have it now. They didn't have it. Look, they didn't have it 5 years ago. Just so you know, and you got it. And anytime I talk about sports betting, you know, I know I'm a Jersey guy, so I give a nod to a couple of Jersey guys, but you got to give Chris Christie the nod. He got it passed.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. Some guys maybe like him, some guys don't like him, but he's the guy that said, and he was smart too. He went and he knew how to win the case legally. He's a very good attorney. You know what? Before governor, he was attorney general. He was 120-0. Never lost a case. The guy's a good lawyer.
No, I thought 120 he was going to say it was his weight.
No, 120 was his left thigh.
Okay.
But he's a great guy, and he was not only did he get it passed, but he told all of the casinos and he told the racetracks. He said, "Listen, when I get this passed, I don't want you dilly-dallying and making this operational 9 months after it's passed. Within 30 days, everything was up and running. Up and running. So you got to give him, you know, you got to give it to that whole crew there. And I say that because that could happen in Florida. I know that when I talk to you or Billy, you're like, what is this guy? Did he go stop at the dispensary or bump his head or something? But it's possible. I hope it could happen.
It's just, look, from my dad being operating engineer, the cranes union and construction, and them trying to get gambling way back in the 70s.
30 years ago.
And the cruise boats were the ones that funded to fight to keep it from getting here. Then the cruise boats were okay.
The cruises to nowhere. Yeah.
And then it went to the state, the actual people in the state fighting it. And it took forever. And we started off with lottery. And we got lottery. And lottery was supposed to go to education. Every penny was supposed to go to education and take care of education. We voted for it. Within 3 or 4 years, the money's being pulled out of education.
Yeah, it's in the general fund.
It's even when things get passed, it gets up there and they screw it up. You know,
I hear you,
when
Billy.
It gets passed.
I hear you. I'm going to give you one more like ranting and rave. I feel like, you know, Big O's the bartender, and I'm the sports guy and the gambling guy that come in and just gnawing on his ear. But
I've been talking for 4 hours. I'm good. Don't worry about it.
He's happy to take a break.
Listen, this past election, or was it this past election? When I guess it was last year. Amendment 3, when we lost Amendment 3.
Yeah.
Amendment 3 was a trick. Amendment 3 was in one sense, a pretty smart play by the other side. But really what it was, and I'm not saying this in a disparaging way, and I respect the Seminole Hard Rock and everybody that runs it. Jimmy Allen's, I consider him a friend. He's a very, very smart, probably one of the smartest guys I know. Probably, I would say this, Jimmy Allen's probably the best negotiator I've ever met in my life. I've never, he's just very intelligent. But it was the Seminole tribe. Think about this, teaming up with Disney. So the Seminole tribe is one of the largest gaming. It's the largest in Florida and one of the largest and most prolific gaming companies in the country. And they team up with Disney. Disney's the anti-gaming company, and they both want Amendment 3 passed. And they want Amendment 3 passed for different reasons. The Seminoles didn't want competition. They didn't want Caesar's Palace. They didn't want Penn National. They didn't want Sheldon Adelson with his product coming in here. So that's why they wanted Amendment 3. Because they knew Amendment 3 basically was a no. Because if you had to go statewide, the center of the state and the north of the state is going to vote no. The south's going to vote yes. So that made the Seminole tribe make sure that nobody came in and built $1 billion facility and competed with them. The same token, the Disney people, they're saying, we don't want these big hotels because we're in the convention business. There's the two of the most prolific convention towns in this country are Orlando and Las Vegas. The last thing they need is 6 or 7 of these Las Vegas hotels building 5,000-room hotels, coming and competing and stealing the Disney convention business. So that's a fact.
I know, but it's not accurate.
But they hid behind the moral crap. They hid behind the moral crap, and it was business.
The people that want to go to Vegas will fly to Vegas instead of Orlando.
No, but it's a convention. So let's say you have the electronic convention, and all of a sudden you convince the electronic convention leaders to put your convention in Vegas, or vice versa. Worse, let's say that there's a convention that goes to Orlando for the last 20 years. And somehow it doesn't go to Orlando. It goes to Miami in some 5,000-room hotel.
Or Tampa, whatever.
Wherever, somewhere else in Florida. I'm telling you, it was business. It was as much business as morals.
I get it, but it's not.
They were partners.
Yeah, but I don't.
They put millions of dollars into it.
I get it, but I don't think it was accurate. I don't think the Disney business will lose one penny at all.
But they weren't willing to risk it.
I know.
And it's a good bet to put a couple $1 million in, partner with with their Seminoles, and make sure that it's not 100% guaranteed, but it's going to be really hard.
Is it legal in California to bet?
Sports betting, no.
No. Okay.
No.
Why? How does California not have it?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know the climate of where sports betting is in California right now. There's so much. I've been following a half a dozen states, and I haven't been following California. It's not really an active state that's been really talking about it.
That's weird.
It's a little weird with gaming there. Their whole gaming thing is weird. They have card rooms, and they're not really a gaming state because I think, to be honest with you, I think they fear Las Vegas coming out and fighting against them. Because a lot of Vegas business comes from California.
Yeah,
it's the weekend business. They drive 3 hours, 4 hours, and
fly in.
Yeah, fly in or drive in.
Super cheap.
You can drive in.
Yeah, but damn, it's a 5-hour drive, dude. I've done that drive.
I've done it. It's a little weird. You're through the desert, but you could do it.
No, it's not a bad drive, but it's a long drive. It's 5 hours, whereas the flight is, boom, it's like $70 or something.
It's less than an hour too.
Yeah.
It's easy. But so, look, that Amendment 3. Hats off to those guys. I was saying what they knew that most amendment questions people answer yes.
NorCal just said no sports book in Cali.
Yeah, there's none of that. Yeah. Their whole gaming thing is weird.
It's just that's some strange bedfellows.
Yeah, think about
Mickey
it.
Mouse to be
Mickey
with
Mouse
the
and the biggest gaming guy. They were partners. and they got people to
There's
vote
something
yes.
not right there.
Because see,
I just don't feel that the Disney people are going to lose anything because
I don't think they would lose it.
Yeah,
a
if
thing.
you're going to Disney, it's because that's where you want to go. You don't really. No, you're competing with Six Flags, and you're competing with any other the other parks.
You want to know something,
But
though,
you're not
Big O?
competing with casinos.
No, you're going to think I'm crazy. I happen to think that Disney, and they've made tons of money, and right now they're making billions in the streaming business, and that's a great play. But I think they're missing a business opportunity. Why not do like a Disney, adult Disney thing, and do the whole casino thing too? Maybe it's 10, 20 years from now, but it's not like you're like.
Don't
you're
their
not
boats have it? They don't have gaming on their boats?
I don't know. I think they do have slot machines on the boats. I'm like 99% sure.
They have to.
Look, I can tell you because I work
Anybody
for
gone on a Disney cruise? Do they have casinos? They have to have casinos.
I'm
on
like
Disney
almost
cruises.
certain.
I can tell you because I
Have
worked
to.
for Royal Caribbean at the time. Royal Caribbean was the official cruise line of Walt Disney World
Oh, what?
back in the 90s. And the contract was re-up, and it was we felt like it was a lock. And right up to the last minute, and Disney goes, hold that thought. We're going to ponder the thought for a bit. And within 3 or 4 months later, they came out and, we're going to start our own cruise line.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So think about what you're saying, Big O.
Nobody can do what they do.
So what you're
on
saying is,
you get a Disney cruise is different than a regular cruise. So
Totally.
That makes sense.
so it's almost hypocritical.
Yeah.
We don't want gambling, but we'll have it on our boats.
Right, we'll have it on our boats.
But because somehow that's okay because 3 miles out, it's international water, and you're not going to
2 mile. You only got to
2
go
miles.
2.
Sorry.
Not,
I didn't know. I
three's
thought it
not
was-
required.
I thought it was 3.
NorCal says Indian casinos only out there. They have different rules on gaming, though. No sports books.
Yeah, so they have Indian casinos, lots of them,
Right.
but they also have these card rooms.
Eric Carrier is saying no casinos on Disney cruises. How about that?
Oh, then they're not hypocrites. I apologize to Disney if they don't have slot machines.
Mickey Mouse accepts your apologies, Steve.
Nick, thank you.
Big Mike says, listen to this. 17 Disney cruises here, no casinos.
Well, okay, so then that
guy's an expert right there. 17 Disney cruises? What, dude? What do you got? Fitzpatrick's kids?
They primarily
Philip
go out
Rivers
of Coco.
kids? How many kids do you have that you've been on 17 Disney cruises? That's awesome.
how about trying another cruise line?
No, I wouldn't. If I could go on a Disney cruise, that thing looks like it's awesome.
Yeah, but it's if you're with kids.
Even without, man, I've been going to Disney before my kid, after my kid, whatever. I'll go to Disney all
How
the time.
often do you
Me and the
go?
wife.
How often do you go?
Me and the wife, we go at least once or twice a year.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only been once since I've been down here in Florida. I've been here 12 years.
I love it, man. I love Epcot. That's
and I
probably
like
my
it.
favorite.
I enjoy it. I have every time I go. Last time I went to that wine festival. It was beautiful. And all.
It's at Epcot.
But anyhow, it's still the point is that it's a strange bedfellow. Amendment 3 was sort of a trick question. The two partners who beat up on the little parimutuels. I'm the little parimutuel. So I think it's worthy of mention, so to speak.
I got you.
Anyhow, we'll see how. There's one last bet, and then I got to run.
Okay.
So unfortunately, my betting site doesn't have a whole lot of prop bets.
Well, how about this? Will Nike release a commercial with Colin Kaepernick during the Super Bowl? Yes is plus 600. No, minus 1,200.
Oh, it's a yes. It's a definitely. That's foregone
Well, you
conclusion.
get plus 600.
I'm not going to bet it because that's just not. First of all, I don't care. If Nike wants to do that.
How about this? How many commercials will run during the Super Bowl? Do you know what the over and under is? 92.5.
Really? I thought it was like in the 70s or 60s.
92.5 is the over and under on total commercials running in the
That's
Super
like
Bowl.
25 an hour, 30 an hour. Wow.
Which commercial will appear first? A Donald Trump or a Mike Bloomberg?
Oh, Bloomberg. I'll take Bloomberg all day long. And I don't like Bloomberg. I think he's
been
full of
hammering
it. But this guy has spent to date $300 million on his presidential campaign. Now, put this
He's taken Ross Perot's strategy to another stratosphere. Okay?
But it's a drop in the well for him, too.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Tax write-off now.
It's not even a tax. It's literally the money in his couch, but in the cracks of his couch. But he's pledged to spend $1 billion. Now think about that in perspective, Big O. I want to talk about this because I talk about this outside the radio show all the time. The average human being doesn't understand the concept of $1 billion. I'm telling you, they don't. So think about it. $1 billion.
It's crazy.
It's first of all, there's only about there used to be 400. There's probably 500 billionaires in the United States. There's 360 million people. Less than 500 billionaires.
And he's one of them.
Yes. And he's not just a billionaire. So guys are worth $1 billion, $5 billion, $2 billion, $10 billion. That's a lot. He's worth $55 billion.
Yeah, I know.
So think of it. He blows $1 billion.
Nothing.
He probably makes that up in interest in 6 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So I do respect the fact that he started out with, certainly wasn't a millionaire or a billionaire. It might came from a millionaire family, but not overly wealthy.
He didn't inherit his.
He earned it, and he used his brain to do it,
right.
too.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's fit for the presidency, but that's another story. And maybe I'm a little biased because I worked for the guy, and he was great to me, and I saw him do a great job in a lot of areas. He wasn't perfect. He's not an easy guy to defend,
right.
But he's better than Mike Bloomberg.
Okay.
You know what Bloomberg's claim to fame is in the Northeast? You know what his claim to fame is? You can't buy a soda, a Coca-Cola, that's larger than 16 ounces in the city of New York. He made that a law in the city of New York. He made big gulps illegal. You see that soft drink you got here? I'm going to show your viewers here. You see this here?
Yeah.
In Mike Bloomberg's world, that's illegal. So God bless whoever wants to vote for Mike Bloomberg. This you went to McDonald's, and you bought this like 20-ounce. Yeah, we have to arrest you in New York City because Mike Bloomberg said you can't drink this. It's not good for you. And
tea, baby.
And by the way, tea. Sorry, but that's a soda cup. But my point is that you should be able to do whatever. If you want to buy 20-ounce Coca-Cola, God bless you. Go buy a 20-ounce Coca-Cola.
No, I got you.
The last time I checked, one of the good things about the United States is we have freedom. You take my freedom away about buying a Coke, it's kind of weird, But it's a sports
more
segment.
important things to worry about than something over a 16-ounce Coke. Give me a break.
That's his claim to fame.
Well, Andy Reid coached the Super Bowl in a Hawaiian shirt.
No.
Plus 1,400 is yes. Minus 10,000, no.
It's a no.
Minus 10,000. Like you win nothing.
This ain't the Pro Bowl. No.
Yeah, it's not if it's a Pro Bowl, yes.
Will Andy Reid eat a cheeseburger before the end of the Super Bowl broadcast? How the hell are you supposed to know that?
Well, he's an honest guy. He'll tell you if you ask him. I believe Andy's honest.
Which coach will be mentioned first on the TV kickoff? Andy Reid or Kyle Shanahan? Reid is minus 155.
I like
Shanahan
Reid.
is plus 115. Definitely Reid. It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. I think it's Reid.
Is there
because they're the home team too?
The first player's shoe to come untied? Is there
no?
No.
What color will the liquid be that is poured on the game-winning coach?
I'm going with orange.
Clear water is plus 800. Lime green, yellow plus 450. Orange plus 600.
Oh, I like that.
Blue plus 900. Red plus 350. Purple minus 120.
Oh, really? So they must have looked at previous games.
They must say purple is going to be the popular one that they're going to dump.
I would figure if Kansas City wins, you'd want to hit them with the red, right?
Yeah, that would be right. Yeah, red or maybe purple.
At least keep the guy color coordinated,
Yeah. Well, hey, red is not too bad at plus 350.
Oh, even with San Francisco, red's not bad.
Yeah, no, red's actually.
That's actually probably not a bad bet.
Yep.
It's not a bad bet.
That's red is actually really good. There isn't a gold or black.
So,
right?
Well, there's no gold or black. Yeah, no.
Well, blacks with Kansas City, right? Because they use
but
a little black.
I think they make Gatorade. There's no.
And there's no gold on the San Francisco side. So yeah, red would be the one at plus 350 to take.
So I have one. I need assistance from you guys.
Yes.
Do we bet heads or tails on the coin toss? I'll give you some stats.
I know you gave it to me before.
53 Super Bowls, 28 tails, 25 heads. So it's if you're going with the
There's no
hot
skill there.
but if you're going
It's
with the
just
hot
luck.
number, look, you go downstairs and play my
There's
roulette.
no hot.
If you go downstairs
Is there
and
a
play my
line?
roulette, which I recommend, I may recommend come to Hialeah Park and play our roulette. It's the best roulette odds in the state. I have a board on the roulette wheel, and it tells you the hot numbers. Quite often, people bet the hot numbers.
Speaking of hot, the girls that deal in the blackjack one is hot too. That electronic
yes, and
blackjack.
our electronic blackjack.
Yes.
Listen, I can tell you something. Most of our staff here is pretty darn
No, I know.
presentable, I will say.
Okay.
Very.
That
you
was
can
very-
say hot.
I can say hot. Remember,
I have to say presentable.
You could get HR in your ass, so don't say anything.
They're professionals and very presentable, and a great group of people.
I will tell you, there are some smoking women in here. Yes.
How
Smoking
about
hot slots.
I'm
and
saying they're
smoking women.
professional, and they give great customer service. They know, and they present in a professional way. I think we got a great staff. I can tell you that. But
do we got a heads I win, tails you lose?
That's it. So
That's the one I want.
so what do you
Yeah,
want
Super Bowl, baby.
Yes,
yeah.
to do? Heads or tails? What are you thinking? Let's do a little survey here.
Well, this has got to be tails because this is the Super Bowl of J-Lo and Shakira, and they got some fantastic tails. So I'm going tails.
I was going heads for the same reason, but that's another.
Well, your head will be spinning looking at those tails.
So what do you like, Billy? Maybe you could break the tie here. I'm on heads. He's on tails. I hate to put the pressure on you, Billy, but it's.
My philosophy is the balance of the scale. So you got all these tails going on.
Oh, you're saying
so you got to counterbalance.
Heads is due.
You
So
you got to counterbalance.
I'm going to bet heads on that theory, but I'm going to tell you something why I shouldn't bet it. There's a thing in blackjack called negative progression. So there's guys that bet, and as they lose, they double their bet.
Yes.
And I'll tell you personally, I've seen thousands of them lose lots and lots and lots of money going with the negative progressions strategy. It's because you can basically
You can
lose, you double, you could. There's no.
It's just a rhythm.
Telling you
what
can
it
lose
is-
10 in a row.
What I
you can
do-
lose 15 in a row.
And do you have the money to keep doubling? That's the problem.
Yeah, and sooner or later you can run out.
It gets to a point where you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
And you might
mean
even
on
hit
this
the
next bet, and you might hit that
the
one.
table. You might hit the table limit too.
Right.
You might
Oh,
have. You might get to the table limit. So I've literally seen thousands of guys subscribe to negative progression, and I'm going to subscribe to it on heads and tails. I'm a heads guy. He's a tails guy. I'm going with Billy's. And everybody where I work in my office, they all told me tails. So now I'm going like
J-Lo
Billy,
and Shakira.
your strategy makes probably the best sense anybody's told me. But I'm
Tails
going
and
heads, and
tails
we'll
and
see what
tails.
happens. It'll be the first thing we talk about when we come back next week, and it's such a strategy bet. You know what I mean?
Those are some fantastic tails, man.
Anyhow, guys,
The bet I like, the bet I really do like, do 6-point tees and go Chiefs +5 and bring the 54 down to 48.5 and play the over.
oh, that's a hell of a bet. It's not on my website. I have to look. There is a thing we can buy
you can
points.
do that. You can do
you
that.
can buy points. Yeah,
No, you
I
can
have
do
to look at it. But I think you're starting to. It costs you money,
No, it's
or you.
you got to hit both. If you
Oh, it's
tie,
a
you
double
lose.
bet. It's a parlay bet.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a 2-team tees,
Oh, that's-
6 points movement, and you take the Chiefs from -1 to +5 and bring the 54.5 down to 48.5 and play the over.
We'll see. We'll see. That's the fun about it. That's what's going to be such an enjoyable time. This is going to be a great Super Bowl. There's all kinds of. Not only is there a great game, but there's ridiculous entertainment. You got Pitbull, Demi Lovato, Hootie in the Blowfish got a private show. You got Shakira and J-Lo. I mean, this is like an entertainment mega festival.
Of course.
And the game. Oh, by the way, we're playing the game too. But so it's going to be a fun time. The weather should be good. A little chilly. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, they're saying 60s, right? Mid
They're
60s.
saying like 60s, low 60s by halftime.
Will any player be arrested in Miami after the game?
Absolutely.
No, -2,000. Yes, +750.
That's a yes.
Will a fan run onto the field during the game? Yes, +575. No, -1,100.
I don't think a fan's going to run out there.
No,
There's too
me
many
neither.
corporate people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They pay too much money for a ticket.
Right,
They don't want to. These tickets are ridiculous. the tickets are like in another planet. The face value on some of these tickets. Forget about what you get on StubHub and the internet. The face is very ridiculous.
I want to go to Guns N' Roses tonight.
You could
it's just a ridiculous price I cannot afford.
For the price of one ticket, you can have a really killer party and put some decent money on the game too.
Yeah.
For one ticket.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. To be honest with you, it's the only negative I feel, and I do worth it mentioning, and like I said, I'm going to be running, but it's a little ridiculously high. I mean, everything's a little bit price gougy. You know, there's parties like I went
because it's corporate. Because they know the people that are coming are money. They don't want the average person anymore.
No,
they haven't wanted that. They don't want you in the regular games. Forget the Super Bowl.
But
they priced you out of everything.
There was a party we went to back 15 years. I guess it was about 15 years ago. I went to the Super Bowl in Jacksonville, and it was like I don't know, $75 a head. And me and my buddy were like, all right, we'll spring for the 75. That same party is $700 per person Saturday night before the Super Bowl. See, it just feels like it's a little bit of a price gouge. You know, I mean, that's the one thing. Look, it's 2020. It's not 2003. I get it, but it's just it's a little bit of a sour, negative point for me. That it's I'm mortgaging the
average
the ranch
person,
to go and all. Not
this is out of their wheelhouse.
Will John 3:16 banner be shown?
Of course,
yes, that's a yes.
Yes, plus 300. No, minus 500.
I think it's a yes.
Okay.
Oh, they're saying that not too many religious people are coming to Miami.
Is the dude with the rainbow-haired afro going to show up? No. I don't think.
I don't know
if
he can afford the Super Bowl tickets. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he can. Maybe he can't. I don't know. I mean, you have to ask him.
All right, Steve. Tell the folks about some giveaways going on here before we wrap it up here.
Sure. So listen, we got March 21st, $25,000 in cash. And right now you're earning entries. Starts on February 1st. You start earning entries. I guess right now it'll be tomorrow, and it's going to be a great event. Also, we have our high hands here. The list is gigantic. So the best thing I would tell you on the poker player is go to our website. It has our whole calendar every day. Some of them range from $4,000 an hour, $4,000 an hour. Some are $3,000 an hour. Some are $2,400 an hour. That's a hell of a high hand when you're giving away that kind of money. So that's on our website. It's also on an app. Big O, you familiar with the Bravo app?
Yes.
So if you're a poker player, all of our high hands are on that Bravo app. So
okay.
And you know, we talk about high hands, we talk about the cash giveaway, we get downstairs in the slots, but I will tell you, some of the action here is just pure poker action. I have people visit from out of town. They come and they play, and they say, this is a fun place to play because the action here is a little more aggressive. You know, if you go to like Las Vegas, go to Atlantic City, it's a little more laid back, a little more conservative, a lot more conservative players. Here, our player base is much more aggressive, and it's fun.
So it creates bigger pools.
And it also creates bigger pools,
right.
And it also creates bigger opportunities.
Right.
So everybody that has visited me, I'm talking a large percentage, 9 out of 10 out-of-town guys, they come here and man, this place has got some action.
Right.
And that's so you can't be unmentioned. Yeah, sure, the high hands are fabulous, the car giveaways and the cash giveaways downstairs, and I cannot miss a broadcast without saying, like I said, the last 3 years, statistically the best return to players in our slot machines. So when you talk about best payouts in our slot machines and the most actions on poker game, it seems to be a no-brainer to me.
Make some money at Hialeah Park.
So come on down.
That's
Bienvenidos to Hialeah Park.
That's right. Eat some
or
great
welcome
food
to
too.
Hialeah Park, as we say. Come on down.
Great food, lovely talent. It's all here for you at Hialeah Park. Steve Calabro, baby. Casino manager, Steve, as always. Enjoy the game, my man.
Good luck this week.
Yes.
Or in 2 days, I should say.
You're going, man.
We'll get it done.
I'm going.
You and the wife have a great time, bud.
We got a nice little seat. We're in the lower bowl. I'm in the lower bowl, but I'm in the corner.
Enjoy that
corner,
tail.
you know. I mean, so it should be nice. I'm with my favorite person, my wife, and my best friend from my childhood. So
there you go.
It's gonna be a hell of a time.
And you're gonna enjoy that tail on the stage. All right.
The tail on the stage. Yeah.
Not talking lobster.
We're betting heads, though. Still betting heads.
Not at all. Not at all. All right,
right.
we're going to get Will Carroll on. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Will Carroll, the injury expert, right here on the Big O Radio Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show.
All righty, we are back here at the Poker Room at Hialeah Park. We're going to talk a little injury expert. Since we got a big game on Sunday, we want to find out what's the latest with some of the injuries. Also, we got to ask Mr. Will Carroll about Kendrick Nunn, too. We got to find out if Mr. Nunn is, getting any better with that Achilles injury. So you can follow him on Twitter at Injury Expert. He is Will Carroll. Will, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. I finally got to announce my new project, and so I'm excited.
What's the new project? Tell us here publicly.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I've obviously been working around baseball for a long time, been working with Modus and trying to break some things down in order of pitching and biomechanics. But now I'm going on the field. I am going to be the assistant pitching coach for a Division II team here in Indianapolis, the University of Indianapolis.
Nice.
And we're going to see whether we can actually make the things we've talked about in theory work on the field.
Nice. Wow, that's interesting. Like, what kind of stuff that you give us an example on stuff that you're working on that you're going to try with these players?
Well, I don't want to give too much away. We've obviously been doing a lot of biomechanical stuff. We've been doing a lot of data stuff. We have all the Modus sensors. We have Rapsodo sensors. We've done motion capture with them. We've got consultants in from all over. This team is as well set up as any major league team. Heck, we even have a dome. If you remember when they had the Super Bowl here and they built the Giants practice facility, that's where we practice. So a 100-yard indoor field. There's some other things we're going to do, and hopefully as the season goes on, I can talk to you about it. But I'll give you a little hint. We're not going to have any starters.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Well, we look forward to your progress on this, because that's going to be cool, because if you guys can make some progress in all of this, I'm sure the idea is to make players' lives less injury-free, right? Is that what it is?
Absolutely. If we can get these pitchers to be more effective, prove some of the theories that we've had for a long time, and, we've got some really talented kids. I think we're going to see 2 or 3 drafted come June, and hopefully we'll be playing well into June. The World Series for Division II is in late May, early June. I think we've got a good shot.
I like it. All right, follow his progress at Injury Expert. All right, let's get over to the Super Bowl. Quan Alexander, he was dealing with the pec. By now, with 2 more weeks off, I would imagine that he is ready to go. What's the latest?
Well, not much really changes in 2 weeks for Alexander. He's dealing with the same sort of issue as J.J. Watt without, I guess, having to host Saturday Night Live to talk about it. I don't know why Alexander isn't getting as much attention for this. I don't know why people aren't paying attention to this as a general thing. Have pec strains and the surgery for them has the rehab just been too long? I've talked to doctors, including one that worked on J.J. Watt, And he says nothing really changed with the surgery. Nothing really changed with the rehab. These guys just decided to come back early. I was like, are they against medical advice? And he's like, no, they just understand the risk is they're going to have to do this over, that they're going to have to go in and have surgery. I've long said that I have a feeling, and no judgment here, I just think J.J. Watt likes pain. I don't think it bothers him that he might have to have another surgery on his back, on his shoulder, on anything. I think he's just going to get out there and do his thing. And I think Alexander's the same, just quieter.
Okay. I read a story where George Kittle was talking about that he revealed he's been playing with the torn labrum in his right shoulder since 2018. What the hell is that? How the hell can you do that? It's completely torn, apparently.
Well, there's a lot of degrees of tear, and there's what we call functional tears. Does it stop him from doing anything he needs to do? I once heard Jim Andrews joke that anytime he needed a boat payment, he would just take an MRI of a pitcher. And so many have labrum tears that you're going to be able to make a surgery bill. He was joking, by the way. So it's one of those things where a labrum tear, you certainly don't want one, but does it actually stop you from doing anything? There have been studies that have shown baseball pitchers, which is where we mostly have studied this, that about half have tears and that most don't have any functional loss. So anytime somebody tells me an injury in retrospect, I always kind of raise an eyebrow at that one. I kind of give it the old rock people's eyebrow kind of thing, because why? Why are you telling me this now? If it didn't affect anything, if you weren't on the injury report as there even being a chance you were going to miss time, what does it mean? I stubbed my toe yesterday and I didn't tell anybody because it didn't stop me. Same sort of thing. The thing that interests me about Kittle and Kelsey with his IT band issue, and, it wasn't that long ago that Rob Gronkowski was playing in this league, are these kind of freakishly athletic, very physical, big, strong, fast tight ends? Is there something about them, not physically, but the position, that just means they can't stay healthy, that they're taking too many hits, they're going too fast? Force equals mass times acceleration. If you're bigger and faster, your mass and acceleration is more, and you're probably running into safeties who are as big and as fast as you are. That's a bad combination for durability.
All right. Speaking of durability, Tevin Coleman and his shoulder. Where does he stand for Sunday's game?
He's going to play. The thing you have to worry about with any dislocation, the immediate concern is getting it back into the socket. That usually happens, especially with shoulders. It's a fairly shallow socket. But after that, you have to wonder about the soft tissue. What was stretched or torn when it moved out of place? And it's not supposed to dislocate. So were there muscles and tendons? Were there ligaments? Was the shoulder capsule stretched? Is that shoulder just loose right now and risking coming out? Again, I'm sure he'll wear some sort of brace. But dislocations tend to, once reduced, back in place, not be that big a deal. Now, I'm not diminishing what happened. Had to be painful. I'm sure he's still feeling it a little bit, but absent some major soft tissue injury, there's no reason he can't get back out there, especially given A, it's the Super Bowl. Guys are going to play through a lot of things. And B, he's going to have a lot of reps after this. So I think he can deal with it. Here's the thing. I don't think he's going to play very much regardless. I think Mostert has taken over. I think Coleman will be the change of pace. The way they've started and relieved through this season has kind of thrown people off. I don't know if they thought people were going to game plan for Coleman and then didn't know what to do with Mostert. That's just not how you do it in the NFL. But, hey, it works. They've got two good backs, and they should have two good backs available for the Super Bowl.
All right, let's move over to a different sport, basketball, and locally, Kendrick Nunn. They said bilateral Achilles. Now it's sore left Achilles. He practiced on Friday. He said he should be able to go Saturday. What do you hear?
Yeah, this is going to be the interesting thing. When you hear, we talked about this earlier this week. When you hear bilateral, what the heck does that mean? It just means both legs. He's both Achilles are sore, which tells me this is a fatigue issue. He's bouncing up and down. He's running, all things that put pressure on the Achilles. And at this point in the season is where young guys hit the wall. They're theoretically not used to playing this much, or at least in this pattern. A couple of years ago, I was saying, guys hit the wall here because of college. Well, the college season is very little what some of these guys play. They played almost year-round in AAU ball for a long time. So I think that may be a mistake I and many others had made, thinking that the college season was some sort of yardstick for them. I think with none, it's just fatigue. People look askance at load management, but this is exactly why we talk about this kind of thing. If a guy is fatigued, that's where he's at risk of injury. If his body is breaking down on him under the load, you've got to lower the load, at least short term. So good medical staff down there. They caught it. They know how to deal with it. I don't think this is going to be a long-term concern, though. We're not that far removed from Kevin Durant's situation. Everybody hears Achilles and kind of winces.
All right. The other thing is Justice Winslow with the back. He remains out. No official timetable to return. How bad is this back injury, dude?
I haven't heard that it's structural, and that's the thing you're always worried about, especially for a young athletic guy. Low back problems can be a major issue and shorten careers. That said, if it's not structural, even if it's a minor structure, something like a disc herniation that can be dealt with either surgically or non-surgically, you can't really put a timetable on it. I mean, anybody that's woken up in the morning with a back spasm knows immediately it sucks. You don't want it. It throws off your whole day. But, maybe it gets better in the afternoon. Maybe it gets better in a couple days. Maybe you get a little therapy. You put a little ice on it, whatever you need to do. It's certainly different for an athlete given the load they have to take on, but they also have more resources available for them. The other thing, especially with young guys, and this goes back, probably the first one I personally remember was Ivan Rodriguez when he was with the Marlins. He'd been healthy, he'd been durable, and for catchers, that's kind of crazy. But then he had a low back problem, and man, that guy got religion quick. He knew how serious it could be. He took it seriously. Every game, he would do these weird back stretching exercises that made him look like a little turtle, but he would not stop. I can remember the infamous NLCS with the Cubs. He was signing autographs. He was talking to people, and all of a sudden, somebody gave him the signal, and he was like, nope, time to go. Got to go do my back exercise. So for Winslow or anyone that has these kind of back problems, man, you got to start taking it seriously, and you can extend your career and your ability.
Oh, by the way, before I let you go, what's the prediction, my brother? What you going with here in the Super Bowl on Sunday? Who wins?
I think it's the Chiefs. Bottom line, I think it's the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a good game. I can make a case either way. I can see how San Francisco's defense will challenge Mahomes, but I think Mahomes is just simply the best player in the NFL. And I think they're going to give him chances. The Chiefs defense is going to have to step it up. We're going to see whether the master play designer and Kyle Shanahan can beat out Andy Reid. If Andy Reid can do all the things he normally does but hasn't done in the big game, I think it's going to be fascinating. Storylines aplenty, but I'm going to say it's a high-scoring game, and I think it's something like 35-30 for the Chiefs.
Okay, all right. I like that, man. Good stuff as always. Follow my man.
One other thing that I was reminded of.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Kevin Durant. I mentioned Kevin Durant. We've heard nothing about him. Absolutely nothing. Other than, like text messages with Kyrie. He's at the stage where he should be on the court playing. This is about a 6-month return injury. It happened in April. So he's well past the point we should see him at least out there, let alone getting close to a return. I think they're just letting him take the season off.
Wow, okay. Well, that makes sense, too, because Kyrie's been banged up also. It's not like he's been 100%. Yeah. And why not let him completely heal since Golden State literally screwed up last year and putting him back out there. Well, some of it was Golden State, some of it was Durant too, but whatever, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to put the blame on anybody. That was an unusual thing and certainly the worst case scenario. But here's the thing: I agree with everything you said. But first, it should be healed now. It's not like he's going to get extra healing. It heals up or it doesn't. And in 99% of the cases, it does. The other is, if we're going to make a big deal about somebody like Kawhi not playing because they're calling it load management, why isn't somebody who's medically cleared, and I'm not saying he is, but if he's medically cleared, if he goes well past that 9-month normal return late window, why isn't he subject to the same thing?
Right. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm with you there. I mean, wow, I don't get it, man. That one's rough. All right, brother. Thank you as always. Will, you there?
Thanks.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, thanks, so.
I thought I lost you there. Follow him on Twitter at Injury Expert. He is the best in the business. That is Will Carroll. Will, thank you, my man.
Thanks. Have a great one.
You got it, baby. There you go, Will Carroll. Good stuff there. As always, getting hit by 8 different directions. Yes. So, yeah, we're going to be at that. No, don't say anything. Don't say anything. But, yeah, we're going to be at that event. Yes.
Yay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I was checking with Michelle Kaufman while I was doing the Will Carroll interview because, again, I'm going in 8 different directions. The Inter Miami has just made a trade with Columbus Crew for Will Trapp. They get cash, $300,000 this year, $200,000 next year, and an international roster spot. So I don't know if that means that they just traded one of their international spots for Will Trapp. That's kind of what it sounds like. And remember, they had 2 of those international spots available. It sounds like they traded one of those international spots. I'm not sure. Not sure. But I think that's what it is. All right, let's do this. Eric Carrier is going to join us. Let's get Eric on from the Dolphins in Rhode Island, and we'll have a little fun with him. Eric is part of Dolphin Fans of Rhode Island, so we'll get him on, and we'll talk a little bit, as we always do every week. We go around the world to talk to a different Dolphin president. And this week we're going to talk to Eric Carrier, who's the president of the Dolphins of Rhode Island.
You know what? I have to do this. Well, I'm sorry.
Well, go ahead.
Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. Go to welcometorocktillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now.
There we go. All right. You want to turn down your mic? There we go. Anyway, Bill's getting Mr. Carrier on right now. Eric Carrier is the president of the Dolphins of Rhode Island. Always kind enough to join us. An Army veteran, by the way. So, first of all, Mr. Carrier, I got to tell you, thank you for your service, sir. I appreciate everything you do for us. And you did for us to maintain our freedoms, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
No problem, my brother. All right, so how long have you been a Dolphin, my brother?
Let's see. Born in '84. Marino's rookie year.
Nice.
So pretty much from the start. Being a Dolphins fan up here in Patriots country has been tough. But growing up, they were never on TV because they sucked. So one of the first games I saw was a Marino game, and I've been hooked ever since.
Wow, so that's funky, dude. You're up. So it's not like you grew up in Miami, you were in South Florida. No. In Rhode Island, you got the bug to be a Dolphins fan. That is all right. So how was that in school? Because I guess back in those days it was kind of cool because the Dolphins were still kind of, they were pretty good in those days. So you were repping the right team in that area, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. And, I bust all my friends now that are now Patriots fans. Today I remember looking back at the yearbook, and there's pictures of you in 49ers and Cowboys gear.
That is awesome, dude. All right, I like that. I like that you are exposing the phonies that they are, because, as you know now, with 6 titles, plenty of people got on the Patriot bandwagon, right? I mean, that's really what it's all.
It's tough. I see these 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that are Patriots fans that have never known losing. Up here in Boston, I'm Boston, everything but football. Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins. Very spoiled, but not when it comes to football for me.
How much do you travel to see the team?
I'm actually a Dolphin season ticket holder.
Nice.
I have tickets in the deep end, section 129. Try to make it down a couple times a year. With the rest of our tickets, we always make sure a Dolphin fan's in the seat, and I also donate 1, sometimes 2 games a year to a South Florida veteran, usually a Purple Heart guy or someone that's been deployed that couldn't normally attend the game.
Right. That's fantastic, Mark. Eric, that is fantastic for you to do something like that. That shows the kind of heart that you have, my brother. So
I appreciate it.
No problem, man. How many people in the Dolphins of Rhode Island club?
Well, it's tough this past year, across the board. Obviously, we know winning brings fans around.
Right.
This year was a little rough. We held a couple events. Probably had 20 or 30 fans show up. But normally at our peak, we have 40, 50 fans every week. We have a bar called The Huddle here in East Providence, Rhode Island, that hosts us, gives us sound. We always have priority over no matter what team's playing. So they've always been good to us and our fans from the area.
So let me ask you something. Eric Carrier, of course, president of the Dolphins of Rhode Island, joining us here.
The vice president.
The
vice president.
Okay.
I don't want to take anything from Dave.
Okay, all right, vice president. So I would imagine you were at Dolphins Patriots at the end of the season right there in your backyard, right? You went to that.
Correct. I was there about 15 rows on the 20-yard line on the Dolphins side. And a sea of Patriots fans, the only Dolphins fan in the entire section.
How was that game, my brother? How did that game feel as a Dolphin fan, and how were the Patriots fans reacting around you?
It was cold, so I had a big jacket on. Only had a Dolphins logo on the front. Had my hood up. And nobody really knew I was a Dolphins fan, so it was quiet until Rowe's pick. When Rowe picked off Brady, I went absolutely nuts, and everybody finally realized, oh man, this guy's a Dolphins fan. So they gave it to me pretty good. And everybody that was all over me when Gesicki caught the touchdown with about 30 seconds to go, I turned around and everybody was gone. So they were giving it to me when Brady marched down the field, and then. And they got the touchdown to take the lead with about 2 minutes to go. And then as Fitzy continued to drive him down and finally capped it with Gesicki's touchdown, I turned around and, oh, man, all of a sudden, it was awfully quiet. All you could hear was me.
That is fantastic, my brother. How was it walking out of that stadium? How was was it like a freaking funeral and there were a couple of screaming people which were Dolphins like you or something?
Funeral was probably more upbeat than walking out of that stadium for those guys. For me, it's been 13 or so years since I've walked out of that stadium with a victory. I walked out just me and my wife. Luckily, she was with me, because if I was with the fellas, I might have been in a Foxborough prison by the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I can see where, that could definitely go awry in a situation like that, man. So are you planning to party with us in Vegas for the draft, my brother, at Tommy Rockers?
Not sure yet. It was talked about, gonna talk to the chief the woman in charge of the house, but it's been talked about.
All right, just a tip: don't go to hotels. Get an Airbnb, my brother, because the hotels that week they are gouging, man. They are just ripping people off. So and
I see that down in Florida. We always stay for fan club weekend. The Marriott in Hollywood Beach, NorCal does a great job setting it up. My brother's a Chiefs fan, so I gave him the hotel to go down there, and he's like, "Bro, this is like $1,300 a night."
Wow, that's crazy, my brother. That's
Yeah.
man. Well, I hope you come out to Vegas, man. I really do. Are you going to try to go to Vegas next year for the Raider game?
That's the goal. We have a group of friends. Brad Wimes from the Virginia crew that had called in a couple months ago. NorCal. We always try to attend an away game. We did Atlanta a couple years ago for that big win. Brad and them did Dallas, and I know Vegas was on tap for this coming season.
Yeah, man. We're going to be out for the draft, and then we're going to go out for the Vegas one. We'll go out this next year for the MetLife Takeover. We'll be out there for that.
Awesome.
We'll be out there for that one too, man. So
MetLife should be on every Dolphins fan's bucket list.
Yeah.
Nate and Michelle put on an absolute awesome show for Dolphins fans from all over the area, all over the country.
Yeah.
They do a phenomenal job with Dolphins NYC.
Yeah, it's definitely become a bucket list thing for me because every time I see that get together of fans there, I'm like, okay, I got to join this. I got to do this one day. I got to experience it with other fans. And Bill and I are going to do that next year. We're going to go out there. We're going to broadcast from out there and have
Awesome.
a lot of fun with that. Eric, thank you, my brother. If people want to join,
I appreciate you, Big O.
No, anytime. Listen, Eric, if people want to join the Dolphins of Rhode Island, what do they got to do?
We have a Twitter account, Dolphins RI. We have Facebook, Dolphins Fans of Rhode Island. We're actually going to be doing a facelift of our page soon. We're actually going to be switching the name to Dolphins Fans of Southern New England, just to throw a little dig at the New England folks.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I love that, dude. That is great. That is great. All right, good. So you got the Twitter, you got a Facebook account, right? Correct?
Absolutely. We got, I believe we have an Instagram. Dave Fazina, the president of the group, handles all our social media aspects.
Okay.
I like to do all the get-togethers, at our meetings, game day meetups. We like to do a lot of raffles and stuff. I go out and I'll buy a bunch of autographed items. We'll raffle it off, raise some money, and we do a lot of donations to the Cancer Challenge.
I like it. I want to see if we could do something like that too on this trip to Vegas. Eric, listen, thank you for taking some time, my brother. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the support here on the show that all the Dolphins give us. Thank you, man, and I look forward to having a beer with you, my brother, out in Vegas.
Absolutely, Big O.
So talk the wife into it. Get your ass out there and party with us, man. That's gonna be the watershed moment for our team, man. It's gonna be the watershed moment. I'm telling you. All right.
And I trust this team. I'm making the right decision. I think I think Greer with Marvin Allen on his side, played a big part in that Mahomes pickup for the Chiefs. I trust these guys, and I'm not into the mock draft.
Let's do it.
I think I got to go with Tua.
All right, well, there you go. I don't mind if they take Tua. I'm not a Tua believer at this point because of the injuries, but as long as they take another quarterback later, I think that would be the move that you do if you do take Tua, just to cover yourself, just in case.
I agree. And I'm a big Oregon football fan. I rather see Tua than Justin.
Okay.
I love Justin. He did great things at Oregon, but I don't think he's right for the Dolphins.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there too. I'm with you, Eric. Eric, the vice president of the Dolphins of Rhode Island. You are a stud. Thank you for taking some time, my man.
Thanks, Big O. I appreciate you. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Eric.
There you go. Good stuff from Eric Carrier. We thank Eric. We thank.
Hey man, you know what? Got to be honest, Eric. He said he's an Oregon fan and he doesn't like Herbert for the.
Yeah.
That's an objective guy.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You got to look at it.
There aren't a lot of those fans, man.
Yeah. We had a loaded day today. Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald, Tommy Rocker from Tommy Rockers. And remember, if you want to reserve a table for the first day, the second day, or the third day of the draft, or all three, you got to send an email to Tommy@TommyRockers.com. Put in your full name, your contact, how many people in your party, and do you want to reserve for 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days? Okay? So make sure you start sending those emails, Tommy@TommyRockers.com. We'll put out the tweet and give it out to you guys so you can reserve for that draft. So we thank Tommy Rockers. We thank Will Carroll. We thank Steve Calabro. We thank Eric Carrier.
Your voice held up, brother.
Yeah, Bill and John, as always, excellent work.
Oh, thank you, man.
Well, we just survived.
Kicking some butt, man.
Yes, we survive, we grow. That's all we can do. And we love you for taking care of us and supporting us.
You guys enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Don't party too much. Super Bowl. Be safe, please.
Yes, and don't drink and drive, please. Be good out there.